congratulate you all because you made it. You made it to the very final session. You're here and you made it further than most other people did. We had hundreds of people attend this event throughout the week, but you're here. You're in the final stages, the grand finale, we'll call it, right? Now we're gonna have more people hop into the room within the next few moments, but just a reminder that I would say at the very end today, because we're gonna be doing an iPad giveaway today. At the very end of the day, coach, we're gonna be doing an iPad giveaway. So they gotta be here with their camera on. Misty's like, I'm ready. I want an iPad. So let's see. If you want to win an iPad today, just go ahead and put me in the chat. Listen, I think having the right tech is super important for speaking, for running virtual events, for growing your brand. And so an iPad could be one of those things that you use as a teleprompter, that you take notes with, that you even record with, right? So we're going to make sure one person walks away with a brand new Apple iPad. All you got to do is stay here with your camera on at the end of the day. All right. So go ahead and get your cameras on right now. I see Sam's been in here with the camera on every single day. What's up? I see Ty's been here every single day. Dr. Ashley's been here. What's up? What's up? So go ahead and get those cameras on right here, right now. And we'll pick somebody at the very end. All right. But let's go ahead and make sure we start out today with just some positive vibes, right? Let me know in the chat who wants to come up and share a takeaway from this week. I just need one or two people to come share a huge takeaway they've had from this week, like a big epiphany, a mindset shift, a perspective change. Go ahead and use the hand raise feature if you don't mind. I want two people who are brave, who want to get their reps in, right, coach? They want to get their reps in and come on stage and speak. I need two people who want to come share their biggest takeaway. If somebody could go ahead and use the hand raise feature, let me pull up two people real quick. At the bottom of your screen, there's a heart button. You can click raise hand. All right, let's go with Sam and then Miss Kavita. Let's go up with Sam. You are up. What's been your biggest takeaway this week, Sam?
Hey, thanks, Tuck. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can hear me. My biggest takeaway has been twofold. Just the focus that Marcus has demonstrated around exactly how we set up our programs, how we'll use his program and actually be able to engage and leverage the program forward and all of the benefits and features. The second was actually going into the bonuses just yesterday alone, let alone the day before. The bonus feedback and engagement from Marcus and his team has been sensational. That was stuff that wasn't listed anywhere, but he put it on for us, and we were able to engage yesterday and actually go through audits of our programs. That was outstanding.
I love it. I love it. And you also jumped into the mastermind, I noticed yesterday, right? So kudos to you. Everybody put congrats in the chat, Sam. We're gonna really take you to the next level, brother. But I'm excited and thank you for sharing that big epiphany moment. But everybody give it up for Sam in the chat, jumping into the mastermind, being here all in, getting and receiving this amazing info. So let's go over. Is it Kavita? Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Hey, how's it going? What was your biggest takeaway?
I'm good. So for me, this is my first time being in Marcus's world. I came in from a space of just seeing the ad on the internet. Um, but I really like the aspects of the speaking part of it and the storytelling because that's something that's been really important for me. So yesterday on the call when um, the current clients were sharing about their journey with the story pieces. I think that was really helpful for me in perspective because I'm the kind of person that can have a million stories happening, but I don't always know how to structure it and how to position it when you're doing the sales and marketing. So that insight was helpful.
Got it. I love it. Storytelling. I love it all. I love it all. Thank you for sharing. Have you jumped in the mastermind yet? I know there were several still working on it. So I'll talk about
Yeah,
that in just a
well,
minute, but
if you guys can share a little bit more on that
okay.
aspect for on it, I don't know if it's in the same program or something else. So that's a question that came up for me.
Perfect. Okay, cool. We'll go definitely go over that, but I just wanted to shout you out if you had. I know I saw Sam's name come up, so I didn't want to leave you out if you had jumped in as well. But yeah, we'll go over that for sure today. So, today Marcus will be doing a new little lesson with you guys. He'll also be recapping briefly. But then we also have Coach K coming up. She's going to go 30 to 35 minutes on how she's grown her business with speaking. We have Alicia Little going to be speaking today. These are all people that have either a 7 or 8 figure brand as well. So I just want you to remember that. So they worked with Marcus. I'm not now. I'm not saying that you're going to go make 7 or 8 figures, but let me just say they all work with Marcus and they all have a 7, 8 figure brand who you're hearing from. All right. So just want you all to hear that. But I'm excited. We'll be talking a little bit more about the mastermind at the very end. Actually, I want to announce something big. I don't know if you guys caught it yesterday, but Marcus announced that he's going to do a 25K in 30-day challenge. So I'm going to have Krisha come up in just a second. She's going to share a little bit more details on that and how powerful that's going to be for those of you all jumping into the mastermind. And that's how that's going to really accelerate everything. But just a reminder for everybody, we will have a VIP session at the very end of the day of today. And we will be talking about the mastermind. So if you want to get the VIP, you want to be getting access to these replays, plus you want access to the Q&A or VIP sessions, I should say, go ahead and click that link in the chat. But then also don't forget to jump into the Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. I want to remind you all that the doors will close for that Sunday night at midnight. The price goes up. All right. So you'll lose access. It'll go up in price Sunday night at midnight, but I would act sooner than later because you get immediate access to everything. So, Coach, I'm going to pull you up real quick. If you can come up, and I want you really hit on the new challenge that Marcus threw into the mix. He threw in the 25K and 30-day challenge. He's got some really sweet prizes for people that win that. So go ahead and share with that with everybody in here.
He absolutely did. Thank you, Tucker. So if you were on day 2, you would have experienced Runway, and you heard Marcus talk about how they met back in 2019 at a mastermind where they were sharing business ideas. But what they did is that every month they would have a challenge, and this challenge would be a specific income goal, and they will hold each other accountable to that action. And if you were here on day 2, if you were here, drop hours here in the chat. He said, Krisha, I think we should do that for the mastermind. That's exactly what we are going to do. So the 25K in 30 days challenge, what that's going to look like is we are going to tell you exactly what to do, step by step by step. All you have to do is take action. Bring the data back to us. One of the things that we talk about inside of the mastermind is data-driven decisions and talking business language. So we don't say it was good. We say I had X%. So we talk in terms of data. So you bring the data back to us and you get coached on the data. But this challenge is specific. We want to help you make 25K, which means we're going to make sure that you have a strong offer that positions you to make that money. We will tell you based on your offer how many clients you need to go after. And then there's going to be a challenge. There's this thing Marcus calls it productive tension. Somebody drop it in the chat. Productive tension. Productive tension. Drop that in the chat. I'm not continuing until I see productive tension in the chat. Productive tension. What that is we're creating an environment where we are pushing you. The tension is there, but it's productive tension to help you produce a result. I want to ask you, who's going to be in the 25K in 30 days challenge in the mastermind? Say that's me. Say that's me if that's me. If you have signed up the next 30 days, 25K in 30 days. Now, let's talk about the prizes. So one of the prizes that we're going to give is you will have the opportunity to be featured on Marcus Podcast. If the team could drop it in the chat. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We have over 100K followers on our YouTube. We have over 100K on Instagram. So what he's going to do, in addition to interviewing you on the podcast, we are also going to feature you on Marcus's social media. Huge visibility. If people can't find you, they can't pay you. So you're going to be on the podcast. You're going to be posted on Marcus Y. Roja social media. If you are not following, please follow at Marcus Y. Roja, all social media platforms. And we're also going to put a link to your offer. Hold up, Coach Krisha. You're not just going to give me visibility. You're also going to drive traffic to my offer. Yes, you heard that right. So 25K in 30 days. Podcast feature. Instagram, you're going to be posted on all of our social media platforms where we have over 300K followers combined. We are going to drive traffic to your offer, not to our offer. This is only for those in the mastermind. So if you have not grabbed your spot, go ahead and click the link that the team is going to drop and just secure your spot. Don't wait till the end of day 3. Just secure your spot. And I see some people saying, that's mine, I'm going to win. It can only be yours if you sign up for the mastermind. Beginning June, we're going to have 25K in 30 days. Who's excited about that? Somebody says I'm in. Who else is in? Let me know. Let me know. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? I want to see the chat. Say that's me if that's your prize. Let's just speak to the future right now. Just be like, that's me. That's mine. I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it. Awesome. Can't wait to serve you inside of the mastermind. And it is time for day 3. I am going to hand over to your speaker coach, your cousin, Coach Marcus Wairoja.
What's up, family? Welcome to day 3 of Scale with Speaking. I want to do something really quick. I keep seeing the same names in our family group chat over and over again. So that means some of you aren't talking. That chat right there is our family group chat. All right. So let's figure out why only I'm seeing Sam, I'm seeing Dr. Ashley, I see Lady Ty. Those are the only 3 names. Should we just hang up and jump on FaceTime? Or is everybody else here to show up for yourself, for us to be able to all together learn together? Like, you see a Lady Ty, she like, okay, Jamie, let's just make sure that y'all internet is working. Everybody drop in the chat, roll call, I'm here. Roll call, family chat, I'm here. There we go. All out, all in. Everybody is not just here to be spectators, all right? We're here to show up for your business. Every one of you have a business that you're here to represent. You're not here as a person, you're here as a business owner. Please do not conflate the 2 things. You're not just here as a person, you're here as a business owner. Marcus, how can you say that? I'm a person. Even the state don't recognize you and your business as the same person. That's why you have a social security number as a person, but an EIN as a business. All right. If you're doing business correctly, you can have business credit and run that up and still it not affect your debt to income ratio, because you as a person and your business are 2 separate things. You're here representing your business. So let's go a little further with this. I want everybody to drop the name of your business in the chat. I just want to see whose business is in the building. Who's here? Your business in the chat. Your business. I see your name. What's your okay? Versus Global is present. Dr. Angie. Shout out to Dr. Angie, y'all. She's a part of Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. Dr. Angie, you mind me telling them the price of your offer and how Dr. Angie signed up? And she's like, I don't even know what I signed up for. I just knew I needed. Dr. Angie sells a $75,000 consulting package to corporations, and we work with her to help her with her pitch and her presentation. Doc, can you bring Dr. Angie up for me while everybody dropping their business? I got to shout out one of my coaching cousins. Can we celebrate Dr. Angie? Can we celebrate Dr. Angie? Team, help me out. Put Dr. Angie on with me. Spotlight her with me real quick. There she is. What's up, Dr. Angie? How you doing? Can she unmute really quick while everybody's dropping their business?
There we go. There we go.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I get emotional when I talk to you, because you've given so much value. I can't put a price tag on it. It's so much value. So
Wow.
I just want to thank you and for everything that you do for all of us. And if we
Wow.
pay attention, we will grow this business.
Wow.
And so Verus Global Business, we have an 82% closing rate on the 75K.
Cousins, did y'all hear that? You have a what close rate?
82% closing rate, and our offer is a $75,000 offer. Yeah.
Listen. Tell everybody really quick, because I got to get into the teaching, what award you won. She's in Colorado. Tell them what award you won this year.
Yes, I won the Colorado Leader of the Year award for the entire state, and so it's a pretty big deal. And I'm honored to have won that. And yesterday I was on a podcast, one of the big podcasts for the state, talking about leadership. And so you guys check me out on social media as well.
Did you use the stories that sell piece we gave you in your podcast?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The podcast is going to come out in a couple months. I'll make sure you have the link, but absolutely. Yes.
Okay. I still owe you an interview too. So I've got to make sure that we feature you on our podcast. Congratulations to you,
Will do.
Global Leader of the Year, selling
Yes.
your packages. I remember before you had a big pitch, we were walking through like the 5 steps of the pitch. So shout out to you. I didn't even know you was going to be here today. Can we clap it up
Yes.
for Dr. Angie? I'm honored to be a part of your journey and to serve you
Thank
and
you, my man.
support you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we got some good stuff to get into today, you all. One of the things recently, someone was asking me, it was like, hey, who does Entrepreneur Speaker work for? Well, and I keep telling everybody, anyone who is a business owner who want to grow their brand, business, and bank account. So wouldn't that include all business owners? Some, like earlier today, my friend, him 500, sent me a message. And he was like, hey, man, I got somebody want to work with you on public speaking. I said, do they own a business? He said, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not a TED Talk, right? I'm not just helping you be a motivational speaker. Here's what I know. I'm big on everybody in this room learning when I say grow your brand will surpass every economic crisis. You watch this, y'all. The business that you're in, you probably won't be doing 10, 15 years from now. So your brand is the stabilizer that you can transition anything you sell in business into a new business if you leverage the brand. In terms of the revenue, if your business stops, your revenue stops. So what I help people do is make it to where you never have to be selfish. You never have to think about yourself. How many of you know if you've been doing a business for a while and you stop liking it because you've outgrown it, you end up despising the thing that pays the bills. So this is why I help you build it this way. So that way you can free up your time. Imagine if you have multiple ways, even those who want to be motivational speakers. Years ago, I did a training for Eric Thomas certification program. And one of the reasons they brought me in, it was right before the pandemic. He was teaching, he and his team, E.T., the hip hop preacher, CJ, et cetera. It was called Game Changers. They were teaching people how to make money on stage, traveling, speaking fees, et cetera. Anybody heard of Eric Thomas? Let me not assume. So they were teaching people how to make money on stage, getting booked to speak, et cetera. I was brought in to teach people how to make money off stage. And here's what was so powerful about it. It was right before the pandemic. Years ago, I transitioned to double my off-stage money right in time because during the pandemic, they wasn't getting paid. When I say they, ET was, but I'm talking about some of his clients. Whereas I was. Our business went from 63 clients that year to 513. We more than 10x during the pandemic. We made so much money, we had to wait list. Christian remembers this. Y'all, we had a $10,000 program where we would take 20 people at a time, and we had a wait list where every month, 6 figures a month, and we couldn't get people in fast enough. So during the pandemic, we soared because when you hear me talk about scale with speaking, I'm talking about if you scale your visibility where opportunities are coming, you scale your lead generation. For most of you, the biggest issue is there are not enough people who know what you do, know how much you cost and the solution you have. So now when you get ready to sell, you don't know where money is coming from because there's not enough lead gen, enough brand visibility. Can everybody see how this is anchored in speaking? It's hard for people to make that connection because you think that it's just learning how to communicate. No, communication is a business asset and a brand asset. There is no brand being built without speaking. There is no business being built without speaking. There is no money being made without speaking. I'm going to say it one more time. There is no brand being built without speaking. Artley, how can I unapologetically say this? If you get good at anything, someone's going to invite you to talk about it. Would that be accurate? If you're good in your space, good in your industry, someone's going to invite you to talk about it. Will we all agree on that? Now watch this. No one sits in a crowd and hears someone bore them half to death and think to themselves, I wonder, should I follow them and how can I work with them? Which means you could be good at what you do and lose business opportunities because you're bad at speaking. When I say you're bad, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the person who's bad. Okay. Because think about this. If someone's really good at what they do, let's say on a podcast, how many of you have heard someone on a podcast and it impacted you so much, you paused it and went to follow them on social media? Come on. Which means their communication made you leave from the platform you were on and go follow them to be able to consume more of their content, which meant what? Speaking made their brand grow. Oh, that's so good. Now, who's heard someone on a podcast or on a panel or speak from stage and and start wondering, I wonder how much it costs to work with them. Based on what they were teaching the thing that they sell. So you made an association to their business and what they were talking about. Has this ever happened? Somebody, let's just say someone does real estate, they're teaching real estate, or they done fitness, whatever that is, you're listening to them talk about it. That's how I felt. Somebody said Alicia. So you're hearing her talk about AI, and in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I wonder how do I work with her to learn how to do AI, which means you made a business decision based on speaking. So that means her speaking is actually growing her business. Does everybody see this? That means her speaking is growing her business. It's not anything other than speaking. I mean, you're hearing her speak on podcasts, hearing her speak on stages, hearing her speak in Zoom rooms, hearing her speak on YouTube, hearing her speak in summits. So what's the thing that's growing the brand? Speaking. What's the thing that's growing the business? Speaking. Now, how many of you have heard someone speak from stage, from Zoom room, from panel, from podcast, and made a decision to buy something from someone? Come on. So what grew their revenue? Speaking. Now, chances are, does everybody see this? Did everybody see how, using those examples, these are three ways that speaking grows all three? Now, here's my question. Who wants to grow all three of those? Anybody in here that don't want to grow their brand, business, and bank account? If you say me, team, kick them out. You're in the wrong room. You got to go. You got to go. So everybody wants to grow all three? So today, we're talking scaling with speaking, and we're talking about growing all three, but I think how many of you have a very clear picture and can see the gap to say, that's so true. I'm trying to grow a business, but I'm using the wrong thing. You're just posted on social media. You're not leveraging the number one thing that grows your brand the fastest. The last 2 years in a row, I spoke at InvestFest. 25,000 people in the room. Would we assume that if 10%, let's do the math real quick, y'all. If 10% of the people decide to follow me, that's 2,500 people. Okay, maybe y'all not good at math. 25,000 people in the room. 25, how many? 25,000 people in the room. If 10% of those people decide to, let me not just say follow, be a part of my world, be connected to my brand, that's 2,500 people at only a 10%. Make sense? Now, yesterday, we're recapping, we talked about awareness and visibility. How many people became aware and how many people was I visible to? 25,000. Out of that 25,000, all won't move through the marketing system and opt in and become a part of my world. However, they're all now aware of me and now I'm visible to them. So would that not help my brand? Now, let's do some easier math on this. Are y'all making the connection to see why we started Entrepreneur Speaker? Because there was nothing in place that would help business owners be able to leverage speaking to grow brand, business, bank account. There were people say, I got to get better at speaking, but they had no system surrounding it. So the entrepreneur side that we give you is the systems, because if you speak on stage without a system behind it, you will not benefit from that opportunity. So you need see the two words we put together, entrepreneur and speaker? The entrepreneur side is the business systems, the offer, the audience, the pricing. The speaking side is the skill that allows you to optimize the growth of brand, business, and bank account, to clearly position yourself, to communicate what you do, who you do it for, so people can hear you articulate what you do and clearly already make a buying decision. By the time they come to you, they already know that they want to buy from you. So you would need speaking, storytelling, subconscious selling, and selling. That's the speaking side. But you would also need messaging, marketing, offer creation, marketing systems. You would need sales systems. So you would need the entrepreneur side, the business, and the more, watch this, y'all, the more clear you are on the entrepreneur side, the clearer you are on the speaking side. I ain't even warm up. I just came right in. Y'all okay? This is my last day with some of you all. So I got to make sure for those of you who are not carrying on with me that you have a lot. For those who are carrying on with me, we're going to implement. So it's cool. Shout out to everybody. Like, we're changing lives around here. You know, like, just think about, you get to be in a room with a Dr. Angie who sells a $75,000 consulting offer. You get to be in a room with real estate agents. You get to be in a room with Matt Reed, who's in finance, who's doing 6 figures a month. You get to be in the room with speakers, with coaches, from even our alumni, from Smitty to Coach K, who's an alumni, and I can go on and on and on. Last year, y'all, I'm still in it. 7 people that spoke on Invest Fest stage, I coached. 3 people that did TED Talks last year, I coached. So what we're talking about is gathering a room of people that now we can tighten up the system surrounding your business. So now business doesn't become hard. When I hear entrepreneurs say, as an entrepreneur, you don't know how much you're going to make each month. That's not true. As a scrollpreneur, you don't know how much you're going to make because you're consuming other people's content, not building your own systems. As an entrepreneur, you should have predictability in revenue because we teach you cash flow days and how to create an entrepreneur paycheck. We actually show you how to do that every month. Cousins, I see Jazz Young. Do we not teach you how to create an entrepreneur paycheck and a cash flow day every single month so you can predict your revenue? How many other people that are in our group, do you see it? Power. We show you how to do this. So you're not guessing about revenue. Okay, let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. So entrepreneur side, speaker side, I want to pause for station identification. We just got started, but how many of you all can clearly see that you have the desire to grow your brand, your business, and your bank account? But the gap is you need the systems and the skill from the entrepreneur side and the speaker side. I'm gonna say it again. The desire is there. I want to grow my brand, business, and bank account, but the system and the skill is missing. Well, we agree that that's the gap. But we agree that that's the gap. Agreed, agreed, agreed. Okay. So we're all in the right place. Yes, it's definitely a gap. Okay. I've got 30 minutes to walk us through some things surrounding scaling with speaking. 2 specific sessions on this one. One of my goals is to show us some of the problems that 3 specific problems that we're now going to face. I started not to teach this, but I think that we're in a specific time in business and in life and in economics and in AI, et cetera, that if I didn't warn you of this, you could end up not knowing why certain things become harder or tight, et cetera. So the goal of this is to prepare you and your business and your brand for what's up next. This is not a suggestion. What I'm about to tell you has to get done. Making a decision to do nothing is making a decision that you don't want to make money in your business. It's that clear. It's not I'll do it later. It's not I'll think about it. This is not information. This is specific of something you have to do right now. Is it okay if I share this with you? Is it okay if I share this with you? Okay. I want to begin with a question. And this is so good because everybody now knows the power. Before I go into this, who was this a money moment for? Is where you heard something that turns the light on, that helps you make money. Y'all wasn't associating speaking to brand and business and revenue growth for you. You were just saying it as getting more confident speaking from stage. No. Well, let me say one thing before I go into my opener of today. Watch this. If you got on a stage, if you were just starting your business, Artley, Renee Scott, Natasha, Ruby, if you were just starting your business today and you spoke in front of 1,000 people, speaking could turn you from no one knowing you to people knowing you and you being booked and busy just from one 60-minute speaking engagement. It's the only thing that could scale your brand and business that fast. It's the only thing that people willingly give you their undivided attention where you have to fight for it on social media. It's the only thing that grows everything fast. Guess what it does? It grows trust. It grows visibility. It grows revenue. It's the only thing that does that fast. This is why I'm telling you, this is not an option. If you want your business to survive these next 2 years, 3 years, there is no other option. Like it's not, well, when I get my confidence together, if you're thinking about starting, you're late. If you're thinking about starting, you're late. If you're still thinking about it, if you're still building up the courage, if you're still saying, well, I want to, right now I'm working on getting my podcast together. Don't think about it. Do it. Right now I'm thinking about creating my course. If you're thinking about it, you're late. How fast do you move for flight if you're already late? How fast do you move for a flight if you're already late? There has to be some intensity about yourselves to say, hey, you do know that there are not people sitting around with money waiting on you to build up the confidence for them to pay you. They're going to pay someone else. Okay. Time to move now. Okay. Here's the question I want to ask you. Let's start with this question. Are we ready? Let me calm down my voice so I can maintain it. Let's start with this question. We're ready? What happens to your brand and your business if, hold on, here go the question. AI can summarize all of your services and your products, your courses, and your coaching program in 60 seconds for people so they don't have to pay you. What happens? What happens to your brand if everything you talk about, someone can type in your name and search for it and it pulls up all the information? What happens to your brand and your business? What happens if? Come on, what happens? Could you survive where AI is heading in the next 1 to 2 years? Okay. What happens if that was AI? Like the questions that you're answering. And I'll say this now. Well, no, I won't. I'll go to it later. What happens if? What happens if? All right, let's go a little further. What happens if the algorithm stops working or starts working in the way that they structured it, where, watch this, y'all, if it only showed people who reached a certain threshold in ads, or if they change the algorithm where if you don't have a certain message, they didn't push it out. What happens if they censor your content that people on social media no longer see your posts? What happens to your business if social media and the algorithm no longer shows your content? So the first is, what happens if AI is able to produce your services, your information, answer questions for people? What happens if you provide consultations and you charge for that, but AI decided to say, hey, you can have a AI therapist for $49 a month. So instead of paying a therapist per session, you can do that. What happens to your business? What happens if the algorithm immediately stops showing your content? What happens to your brand and your business? Number 3, what happens to your business if attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter? If attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter, you're thinking about building a website that chances are all that text on that website nobody's going to read because attention spans are shorter. You're thinking about building up the confidence to record a video, whereas somebody else already knows how to communicate, so they're going to hold their attention longer because they have the skill. What happens to your brand and your business? Can I ask y'all a question? All these three things I mentioned are actively happening. Silently under your nose, there are 3 things that are happening that are going to drastically impact brands, businesses, and people's revenue. This is what I refer to as the silent recession and the silent enemy. There are 3 problems that are happening to every business, and you are unaware of it. You are unaware of it. Right now, how many of you post on your social media and it almost seems like nobody sees your content? How many of you have seen somebody, like a friend of mine has over 1 million followers. He went live the other day, it was 37 people on there. He does not have ghost followers. That's just the way IG Live works now. So while you were building up the confidence to speak and go live, you lost an opportunity to have tons of people. Instagram Live used to be like an infomercial, used to be like QVC. You could literally just go live and sell your product. All those years of building up the confidence made you miss one of the greatest windows of time that you could have actually gone live for free on that platform and generated revenue. Are y'all hearing this? This is the hidden cost of what I'm going to show us how to actually build out. I'm not just going to talk about the problem, I'm going to talk about the solution today. But how many of you did I just make you aware of a problem you didn't know exists? There are 3 specific problems that are happening underneath your nose. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all another question? Not if, since those three things are happening, what are two solutions? Pop quiz. What are two solutions to those three problems? Nope. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anytime, watch this, y'all. Watch this. This is going to make all the sense in the world. This is why I created Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. Systems and skills. They are the only two systems and skills. It is the systems and the skills. Watch this. This is not me making up something. Watch this. Those of you who built your business on what, which is information. AI got you covered. The lowest value in the AI age is information. So those who built your business gatekeeping information, digital products, courses, good luck. Those of you who are building up the courage to create an ebook, good luck. Those of you who are infatuated and obsessed with the book you wrote, and the whole business is built around just the book. When we can AI and ask it to give us clip notes versions, because most people aren't reading the comprehensive book, so that can't be the primary way you make money. Good luck. So if your whole business model is built around information only, where you gatekeep, even if you're an expert in your space, if you have doctor in front of your name, I know I coach several of them. Like I'm talking about tons of them. Like tomorrow I have a meeting with one and we're going to play golf, etc., because we're making some adjustments into his practice. I'm telling you, if the paywall in front of you and your revenue is where a person pays you for expertise knowledge, I'm telling you that people are now, when it comes to information, they lowered the frame and the status and the value of information because they're asking AI, act as an expert psychologist where I am currently dealing with this, name this issue. So I'm not saying they won't come to you, but they're delaying it if the only thing that you provide is information. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? Information currently right now in the AI age is as valuable as a Walkman. I'm talking about the type back in my day that had stop, play, and fast forward, no rewind. You had to flip the tape. Come on, who old enough to remember where there was no rewind, but you had to flip the tape? You had to flip the tape. Currently, that's about, so watch this. How much would you pay for a Walkman? It's nostalgic, $10, maybe $20. Just for nostalgia's sake. How much did you pay for a CD player? Little to nothing. When CD players first came out, they were $400. How did the value go from $400 to little to nothing or non-extinct? Watch this, y'all. Watch this really quick because I got to make sure I prove this point to you. When I was growing up in Lynn Haven, Florida, Panama City, Lynn Haven, Florida, on the corner, one of the guys who had one of the biggest houses in our neighborhood was a guy who he and his family owned a repair shop for electronics. So remember the boom box that had the CD on top and the tape player at the bottom? So you can press the CD at the top and you can record it to a tape at the bottom. His family fixed those. If you had an antenna TV and the antenna broke, his family fixed those. If your knob broke off, his family fixed those. If you had a VCR player where, you remember, we used to dub some tapes. We used to go to Blockbuster and get the VHS, and it was the two ones. So on the left side, you could play it. On the right side, you could dub the VHS. You know what I'm saying? Okay, don't tell on me. His family fixed those. So they had the biggest house on the block because his family fixed all the things that were household essentials for families. And they were known in the area and everybody took their stuff there. Now watch this. They no longer own a business. Why? Because every skill they had developed was connected to products and services that nobody needs anymore. And they never saw it coming. Can you see why I transition this to show you that the only thing I'm going to walk you through is the systems and the skills that you need now to survive what can be the greatest time for you economically or the worst time if you don't pivot right now. Don't be the person. Don't be the person during the industrial age fighting what is inevitable. Don't be the person in the internet age that's fighting the internet. You're now in the AI age. It's not going to change. It's two things you're going to need to survive it. Y'all, is this too doom and gloom, or are you grateful that I'm warning you? Don't be like my friend's dad. He never recovered. He never recovered. They lost their home. I remember my friend Brian. They moved out of the neighborhood. He used to come back to Lynn Haven, but he ain't live in Lynn Haven anymore. Okay, let me get off of that. Systems and skill is the solution. So I was explaining to you, watch this, let's go slow now. If your business primary thing is built around what? What is an information-based business model? Systems and skill is built around how. How is a skill. So if you're saying, I'll teach you, if you're using any of this language, let's pull the room. I'll teach you how to, if anything you're promising people starts with that, you got to transition right now. You'll get access to, and you're talking about information you share with people. You got to transition now. How is a skill. You cannot be teaching info. You must build a how-based business. It's a difference between teaching you about speaking versus teaching you how to speak. How is a skill. Now, what's the system part? When. The system gives you data and predictability of when to do what. Let me show you all an example of this. So Samuel, how to speak is different from when to use what you learned in speaking is based on the audience. So you can't just learn the skill without learning the system, because if not, the skill doesn't work the same way every time. The audience changes, the market changes. So if you say, hey, I learned how to sell via webinar, is it the same thing when you're on a panel? Hey, I learned how to speak. I'm really good at speaking. I speak all the time. Okay, cool. That's perfect. It's wonderful. What happens when it's a small group? What happens when it's 4 people and they say, hey, can you do us a favor? Could you not do a presentation? Can you do a sit down Q&A for about 4 hours? The whole format changes. That's why you need system and skill. What, how to generate leads. How, what to do when the leads come in. When, the system that segments them. Are y'all hearing what I'm telling you? Yesterday, you all heard from, are y'all good? Yesterday, we heard from one of my longest running clients, Danielle Brooks. Well, you all only heard from Danielle yesterday during our panel. Danielle has been with me since 2018, 2019, I think it is. She's a CFO. She built a 7-figure company. She's a mom of 4 and a wife. And she runs a company. And she homeschooled her kids. Now, we got to ask ourselves a major question. If the only thing I teach is information, do you think she'd be with me for what is that? From 2018 to now is how many years? Is that like 8 years? 8 years. If I was providing a course, would a client be with me for 8 years? No. There ain't that much learning in the world. Unless she was coming to me for a doctorate degree. So as her business grows and evolves, I'm continuing to upgrade her skills, because you don't make new money with old skills. And I'm continuing to upgrade her systems to support the growth of her business, the growth of her brand. As she has had more kids, I've even taught her how to restructure her schedule, what we call an entrepreneur schedule, how she's able to run her whole business in 4-hour blocks. We've taught in terms of a resting income rate in her business so she can predict her revenue. I taught her how to create what we call employee offers so she can hire staff without it costing her business any money. So the employee pays for themselves. Isn't that different from just teaching information? Now, could AI replace me in those nuances of her life? No. She said it yesterday. She said, what I love about Marcus and why I continue to be from program to program is because he continues to grow and he continues to show you the how and the when. Who remember when she said that yesterday? And I said, she get it, the how and the when. Now, y'all got to add this up because for many of you, your business isn't set up for this. If she's been with me for 8 years, how much do you think Danielle has been worth to me in revenue over 8 years of working with me? And that's one client. Most of my clients are with me at least 2 years. Now, here's what else it proves. Grown, smart people don't stay with a person for 2 to 8 years. And the average person in the coaching and consulting space don't have any clients that long because integrity is missing. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, people will not continue to be with you. Everybody write this down. You don't make new money with old skills and old systems. You don't make new money with old skills and old systems. I see one person. You don't make new money with old skills and old systems. I want to say this really fast, and I got to transition into some anchoring things. I'm skipping over a lot, y'all. Oh, man, I'm skipping over a lot. Y'all going to have to, team, y'all got to give me to like 110, 115. I need a little extra time on this one. I need a good extra 15 minutes because I got so much to share today. Oh, Lord. Y'all good today, family? Everybody good? Don't say I didn't warn you. That's all I can say. Don't say I didn't warn you. When you look up and here's what some of you, Christian, here's what some of them are going to do. You're going to see me a year from now. And you're like, oh my God, I was in one of your rooms a year ago. Okay, how's everything going? Oh, I'm still going over what you taught me. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good to see you, Marcus. It's going to be December. I was in a room with you early this year and Scale was speaking. Okay, how'd it go? How much did you make? So I didn't get a chance to get in to work with you. However, I've been watching the replays. I'm going to walk off. I'm going to hang up in your face in person. Thank you. If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and deal down. I don't know how I'm going to hang up on you in person, but I'm going to hang up on you in person. Click. I'm going to hang up in person. Because that would have meant you disappointed me. Think about this. I'm on here for 12 hours with y'all. 4 hours a day. Cousins, y'all do know that people pay me $25,000 for a VIP day from 4 to 6 hours. I get $25,000 for less time than I'm spending with y'all. Please don't let us waste what we're doing in here. If you're thinking this is good, I have the information, this is not about information. I'm exposing you to skills and to systems and things that you have to have. Guys, you didn't know some of you did not have a business grocery list. You didn't know what you needed to go to the store and get. I just gave you your grocery list. Go get systems and skill. I like the language on that. A business grocery list. That was good. I got to coin that. I kind of like that. That felt good. A business grocery list. Okay. Let's go through this fast. So, does everybody have the 3 problems? Problem number 1, AI is both a problem and it also is a solution. It's a problem for your business. It's a solution if you use it the correct way in your business. So, problem number 1, AI. Information is becoming cheaper and worth little to nothing. And because AI can create content, because AI can generate courses, because AI can answer questions, information is becoming cheaper. Now, AI can create content, but AI can't create human trust. This is where the system and the skill kicks in to build human trust, human connection. So AI is a great assistant, a terrible manager. So if you just typing in stuff and letting it write for you, I'm telling you that it's bad. We know that that's not you. How do we know? Because we heard your content in the video and then we read the description and we're like, hey, who this person speaking in Spanish in your caption? Because when I'm always looking for the message match. So when I hear the video and I read the caption, I immediately know, oh, got it. AI write me a caption. And it's just a bunch of just long sentences, long dots, etc. Especially those of us that are building whole websites to sell a coaching program, but it's nothing but AI copy and no video of you. So you want me to read AI to then trust you for you to be the person to coach me. I want the person, no, I want you. I want that person that I've been listening to this whole time. Oh, this is good. Yeah. It's day 3. I'm going after this. It's all right. I'm going, all right. Problem number 2, the algorithm. Write this down very fast, everybody. Can y'all see why I'm warning you about this? Who is this helping? Is this helping you all? There is no other way. System, skill. The skills of speaking, the skill of selling, the systems of marketing, which gets you attention, which builds trust, which builds credibility, which builds an emotional connection to you. All right, problem number 1 was AI. Go slow, Marcus, be a teacher. Problem number 1 was AI. Problem number 2 is the algorithm. Here's why the algorithm is a problem. Come on, y'all, let's talk real quick. Business 101. What is the number 1 rule of business as it relates to economics? You making money, supply and demand. If supply and demand doesn't exist, your business can't exist. The supply and demand tension of any business, I'm in my teaching business bag right now, excuse me. But the supply and demand tension in any business controls the economics of who makes money and who doesn't. Can y'all stay with me and I unpack this a little bit more? There will never be a time in the history of the world people don't spend money. Could we agree on that? However, there will be a time that people don't spend it with certain businesses. In economic times, only those who have an abundance of supply based on, an abundance of demand at a time where there is a recession or an economic downturn, only those with demand are able to fulfill supply. This is why you need brand in business. So if you say people are not spending money like that no more, they're not spending it with you. There will never be a time in the history of the world that people don't spend money. The only question you got to answer is, will they spend it with you? I want to scream this so good, Christian. There will never be a time in the history of the world that people don't spend money. But if you can't answer the question of how long they'll spend it with you, you're not preparing for the inevitable. You're naive. Doing nothing is literally looking your business in the face and saying, I don't know how much longer you're going to live. If you care about your business, how could you log off of here and do nothing? Come here, cousins. Are you going to watch your business die? Are we going to plug the skills and the systems we need into our business? Okay. Supply and demand. Oh, hold on. Let me wait and let y'all answer, because y'all just sat there and heard me ask you a question. You just looked at me. Are you going to let your business die? Or are you going to plug it on the life support of the 2 things that brings it back to life, systems and skills? Okay. Watch this with supply and demand. Here is why social media is harder. If supply and demand is controlling how much money we make, how much visibility you get, Yolanda, you're going to love this. And congratulations too. You're a part of the community. I had a good time with y'all last night at 5 o'clock. Deshonda, what's up? Y'all my cousins. Okay. Watch this. If this is so good. I shouldn't even tell them this, but I'm going to tell y'all this. Watch this. So if supply and demand controls everything, If there is an abundance of supply of content and a low demand for it, this is why there is also a social media recession. Everybody now is creating content. 4.3 billion active internet users. I looked the other day and they talked about how many billions of pieces of content are uploaded every day across all platforms. So that means there is more supply than there is demand of people's attention for the content. OMG, exclamation point, exclamation point. Let me do the emoji. Let me just do it one more time. If there is more supply than there is demand, that means if you're thinking that posting on social media is going to grow your business, you're naive. Boy, I'm helping you. I know I am. Because how many of you, that was your strategy? You know, I know I just got to get my content out there. In your mind, that was the prescription. Yeah, I'm just work on my content. I'm gonna just work on my content. How are you? If I asked you right now, how are you currently growing your business? Well, I'm posting on social media. I'm posting on social media. I'm posting on social media. So in a social media recession, you just gonna keep creating more supply without creating demand that you create through a marketing system. Good God Almighty. Watch this. So watch this, y'all. And I gotta move. If there is a social media recession, which what we agree, there's more supply than demand. I'm not making this up. This is a reality of something you haven't diagnosed. Okay. So there's more supply than demand. You don't even have time to watch the things you want to watch, let alone a perfect stranger who you're just getting introduced to. So guess what you do, Deshonda? You prioritize the brands you already have an emotional connection to. You watch the podcast you already care about. This is why you gotta scale your brand, business, and bank account. Because if there is a recession, you prioritize what you already care about. Okay, here's the other one. We're also in a trust recession. How many of you right now can be honest and say, you don't trust no coaches? Anybody that say they can help you do anything, you like cap, lie, the devil is a lie. No. I can help you turn your ideas into income. Heard it all before. You Sunshine Anderson. But your lies ain't working now. Oh, look who hurting now. See, I had to shut you down. Okay, I had to go on screen for that one.
Hey, Marcus, we lost. Okay, I was like,
I know. I had to go on screen for that one. Yeah. Oh my God, I felt too good. But your lies ain't working now. So over the next 30 days, for those of you who are in this room, going to take your business to the next level. Heard it all before. Be honest. You don't trust nobody. Come on, who will admit that? You do not. Some of you right now sitting in the room, you like, he seemed different, but I don't know. You're like, hey, listen, I done broke up with so many coaches. You just like my ex. You just like my ex-coach. Now look at you giving me the whooping you wish you would have gave your last coach. Not trusting yourself because you didn't trust them. You trust yourself to make a decision about what's best for you. Because here's the reality. You've never been in a room with someone like this who customized the teaching and walk you step by step to specific things like I have these last few days. Be honest. How many of y'all learned more in the last 3 days for free than you've learned for stuff you paid for? Trust recession. The trust is built through brand. Now that you got all that, the last problem, attention. We're in an attention recession. I won't unpack that too much, but now I got to get into this other piece. I got 10 minutes on this. Y'all got the 3 problems? Y'all have them written down? Cool. And for some of you, I know this is a lot. We are an hour in. The replays are available, and y'all know I'll never provide replays. Anybody that's ever been in the room with me, them joints be on lock and key, but they are available to all VIP. So y'all, because this is a lot of information. So all VIPs, the replays are available. All right. If you're not VIP, you can get it right there. And we made it so we made VIP so easy. Imagine getting 12 hours worth of trainings for $49. Plus, every day with me, you get coaching. We can't even call it Q&A. Those of you that have been in VIP, what do we do? Do I break down y'all stuff and tell y'all exactly what to do? You get custom coaching every single day. Now watch this. Watch this. I did that just then to prove a point. How many of y'all heard that and you heard it like me trying to sell you something? Watch this. How many of you heard me mention VIP and mention $49 and you heard it like me trying to sell you something? Be honest in the chat. Be honest in the chat. Typically in a room like this, here, let me show us how we are. You're here because you want to learn. And when the person tells you how to get more of it, you feel like they're trying to sell you something, not offering you what you know, what you're here because you want. I want to show you how trust shows up. Okay. Now that we talked all that, let's get into speaking for the next few minutes. Let's get into speaking for the next few minutes. Can I ask y'all a question? How many of you are listening to me right now and you're thinking, man, I wish I had access to this kind of information sooner? But how many of you are also realizing, even hearing the information, you realize there's the gap? Like, Marcus, I need to know how to implement this. Now that I'm aware of it, how do I implement all of this in my personal business? Who knows there's you? Okay. I love that the only people that raised their hand were people that's already a part of Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. So y'all good. So those who are not a part of Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind, who says, I need help with implementation, show of hands. Show of hands. Okay. Okay. Do you feel you need more information or you need help with implementation of systems and skill? Yeah, Dr. Renee, you good. She said, I went straight to Mastermind. I went straight to Mastermind. I love it. All right. Everybody write this down. Every time I speak, my business grows. Well, I want you to add brand and business grows. Every time I speak, my brand and my business grows. Every time I speak, my brand and my business grows. Every time I speak, my brand and my business grows. Now I'm going to talk about a couple ways that this happens. I'm going to go step by step, okay? Wrote a couple things down on this sheet of paper right before we got on here. Y'all excuse me. I had the idea and I was like, let me just write this down. So, number one, visibility. Number two, trust. Number three, leads. Does everybody in this room know what a lead is? I'll give you my definition. A lead is someone who's giving you permission to contact them about who you are, what you do, and how much it costs. If they have not opted in, so for instance, if you reach out to a hairdresser to find out their prices, you're a lead because you reached out to them to find out about a service you know they provide. So you already are going into it knowing I want the thing, I want to know how much it costs. They're not a lead if they're not coming in with interest in your services and your price. Got it? For a business to survive, it has to have leads every day. If you all don't have a way to generate leads every day, you do not have a way to make money. Your income goal is only reached through you now being able to increase leads. Let me show us, let me plug this in and show us real quick a visual example of this. Oh, never mind, I'm at the cord on the ground, so I ain't got time to reach down there because I'm almost out of time. So let's do this really fast. If your income goal is $10,000 and you have something to sell for $1,000, how many leads do you need? If your income goal is $10,000 and you have something to sell for $1,000, how many leads do you need? My cousins, y'all need my coaching. Y'all, you need to sign up. If your income goal is $10,000, you have some sell for $1,000, and you get 10 leads, you're betting on 100% close rate. You need way more than 10. The best closers in the world are 18 to 23%. You'll be the Steph Curry of sales. You need more than 50. Now, what's the real number? It depends on how great your sales skill is and how much trust was built when they became a lead. So your marketing system determines if you get leads, the quality of the lead, and if the lead has been warmed, pre-indoctrinated, pre-sold, and anchored for them to already have made the mental decision, because your messaging will trigger what we call the brain buy now button. It is what happens in a person's mind where they are predetermined they're going to buy before they ever speak with you. So the amount of leads you need is based on the quality of your marketing system and the skill of your sales. So it depends. It depends. If you are currently still bringing in, like, let's say, speaking on a stage, people ask how to work with you, speaking on a virtual room, speaking on Zoom, creating your own rooms. If you do that, you get on the phone and then you send a proposal, you're losing money. Chances are most of your time is spent sending people proposals who ghost you and don't reply because of how your structure and your sales system is built. So a large amount of your revenue is lost in ghosted proposals because it's not a comprehensive sales system. Now, what fixes that? Information? No. Fixing the whole system. I'm going to keep telling it to you guys. I'm going to keep looking at the x-ray of your business and telling you this is the only way to fix it. Okay. So speaking grows visibility, trust, leads. Number 4, sales. You could get a person to go from a perfect stranger to knowing, liking, trusting, and buying in 60 minutes from speaking. You can do it in 30 minutes. You can do it in 90 minutes. It accelerates the process because if speaking is done correctly, it's going to walk them through the psychological parameters that prevent people, like, for instance, the emotional objections they have, the mental objections they have, and I can go on and on. There's several things that's tied into a buying decision, which learning how people, like, most of you are trying to figure out how to sell instead of learning how people buy. And you can only sell in relationship to how people buy. That's why I keep telling you it's a skill and a system, because you set up the system and the skill in alignment with how they buy, not how you want to sell. So when you say, well, I'm a person that I don't like to ask nobody for this, and this, or I'm a logical person, so just give me the information. Guess what? Only 5% of people are logical buyers. 95% of the world are emotional buyers. This is rooted in the psychology of sales. You can find this in Psychology Today, and Harvard Research did a study on this. It's called the 95-5 buying rule. So only 5% of people make a logical buying decision. So here you go, walking through people through. So I'm gonna do this, and 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 I'm gonna do this. And they say, can you send it to me in writing? And then they tell you, let me think about it. Let me think about it means you did a logical sales presentation to people who needed emotion. Speaking grows your opportunities. So there are 3 ways that money is being made while speaking. You have the person who invited you to speak. That's one check. You have the people that are in the audience listening to you. Those are leads and sales and clients and revenue in the seats. You also have the opportunities backstage, other people who are speaking that will invite you on that platform or pay you as well. Are you following? So recently, I spoke at an event. This was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I was compensated $25,000 to speak. So that means I got 25 before I even walked through the door. While there, of course, I had 60 minutes as a keynote. For me, sometimes I do training, sometimes I do speaking. Later on, I'll talk about your speaking goal and your speaking genre. So some of you can choose what your path is going to be. I've got multiple genres of speaking, so it allows me very wide to get revenue from a lot of different ways. Training is different from speaking, is different from, like, there's several different types, right? But I also speak at churches. I don't charge churches. One of my things I promise God is I want to make enough money in business so I can serve God's people for free. So typically whatever I receive, I give away. Okay. So that's kind of like my thing. But here's the point. So it was 25 to speak for the event. There were about 8 or 10 guys that were in the green room that spoke at the event. One of the gentlemen that was in the green room heard me and heard what I was explaining and teaching, because I was breaking down this whole process of how, I'm gonna try to do it today, but basically how to work less than 8 hours a month and generate 6 figures a month. And there's this formula I teach around it, right? Of exactly how to do it. So I was walking them through that. He said, man, I need your help, but I don't want a coaching program. He said, if I can fly to your city or fly you to mine, and you just spend some time with, he said, can I bring 2 of my team members? He was like, because I know I'm not going to retain all of it, maybe 3 or 4 hours. I said, yeah. He said, how much do you charge for that? I said, well, if that's basically a VIP day, I charge 25, sometimes 50, depending on if I'm partnered with you, et cetera. He said, how do I send the money to you? I sent a message to Coach Christian. I said, hey, such, send the invoice, the person paid. So now we had 50,000 from that one event. You follow me? Coupled with that, we also had people that were in the room who booked calls to work with us, et cetera. So ultimately, that one engagement ended up making us $110,000. This is what I'm saying, because you had people in the audience, and we still could generate more than that, but you have audience, you have the fee for stage, plus you have the opportunities backstage, as well as 2 of the other gentlemen have invited me to speak at their events coming up, which means we already, and for me, whenever I block some on my calendar, we charge a deposit to put it on my calendar. So it's actually a little more than 110. When I talk to you about scaling with business, listen to this. What's the lowest amount I made from that engagement? The speaking fee. The most was made from the business and the brand piece of it. We also hyperlink anytime we speak somewhere, the link associated to that event or that specific YouTube, so I can also track how many leads we got from it. This is how I know from InvestFest we got 8,300 leads. Because now, look at what I'm showing you. It grows visibility, it grows trust, it grows leads, it grows sales. Marcus, how can you say it grows trust? Do you think it takes trust for somebody to hear you for 60 minutes and then wire you $25,000? Okay. Referrals. This is where someone heard you and they tell people that were not present in the room about you. Imagine, how many of y'all are here right now and you would tell somebody else about your experience with Scale with Speaking this week? So that means, what made you a referral? Speaking. Partnerships come from speaking. All of my business partners I met at conferences of somewhere I was speaking. Every last one of them. Does anybody in here know my brother, my friend, Nehemiah Davis? I met Nehemiah 11 years ago at a conference I was speaking at. He had, it was 11 or 12 years. I want to say about 11 years ago. He and I were both speaking for free. We became friends, and literally from then on, I mean, we've made millions together. Like, no exaggeration. Traveled to over 20 countries together. He and I both spoke in Africa together in Johannesburg, Pretoria. We did radio out there. We did Dubai. We did China. We've been Bali, Thailand, you name it. Speaking created the partnerships. One of the owners of EYL is a part of Entrepreneur Speaker. How did he learn about me? He heard me speak on stage. One of my other partners, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And it also creates revenue. Now I'm about to transition to Coach K, but guess what? Coach K is a part of Entrepreneur Speaker, y'all. Guess what Coach K decided to sign up to work with me? I got called at the last minute to go and speak at an event. Coach K was supposed to go before me, but I had 2 other things I had to speak for that day. So I had spoke that morning at 10 and they were running late. So I was like, and I still feel bad but she's so sweet. She's like, he can go first. They let me go first. She watched me ask the person, watch this, Samuel. She watched me ask the person who event it was, what do you need covered? She said, oh, if you can talk on this and talk on this and talk on this. And they were also asking this. She saw from that split second to me getting on stage, me build a presentation off of what the guest asked me to do. And she was like, how did you do that with no notes? There's a method I teach called STORM method, how to organize in your mind, which I'm going to show you all how to do in Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. So she saw that and she said, I got to work with you. Like, tell me whatever it costs. So she then comes to Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. Watch this, y'all. Where it was a small group of people, which is what we teach y'all to do as well. For those of you that don't have big brands, we created a micro stage. It was 15 people signed up. We had 18. They paid $2,000 to be in the room. So you don't need a big event to generate revenue. And then they paid $25,000 for Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind. Now, where did that revenue come from? Did it come from her doing a sales call with me? Did it come from me sending a proposal? How did Coach K decide to work with me? And now it's been over 1.5 years from me speaking. Every time I speak, my brand and my business grows. If you are, now watch this, y'all. In the trust recession, what builds trust? I love it. Speaking. Watch this, y'all. In a tension recession, y'all been listening to me for an hour and some change. How many of y'all been with me for over 4 hours? So that means you've given me an entire, you give me an entire series of power of your attention. I'm talking about you could have watched James St. Patrick die. You could have watched Monet die, all that in this amount of time. You could have watched Tommy Egan. You just think about that. Attention. Now, what do you think would build more trust? Watching me for 30 seconds in a clip on social media, or speaking where you gave me your attention? To overcome the social media recession, you will need that. Now, Marcus, give the last piece. Marcus, what does that have to do with a system? Could you be in this room without my marketing system working? No. The marketing system gets you here. The speaking builds the trust and the attention. I want to show you the same system. How many of you are here because you saw me speaking in an ad? How many of you are here because you saw me speaking on social media? How many of you are here because you saw me speaking on someone else's stage? So that means my marketing system was activated through speaking. I leverage speaking as the primary thing, plug my marketing system into it, and you're in this room as a result of my marketing system, my sales system, the speaking skill, the sales skill. Don't y'all want to know how to do that? All right. I'm about to transition to Coach K. Here's what I want to do, but I want to do it here's what I want to do, and I want to do it in a very specific way. All throughout today, we will be taking in the groups of people and welcoming them into the Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind family. If you're thinking class, just press delete. We don't do class for business owners because you're not a student, you're a business owner. You don't need information. We help you build business assets, business skills, business systems. Does that make sense for everyone? We deliver on them in a multitude of ways. When I say in a multitude of ways, we are actually going to help you craft a signature presentation so you know how to present. We will give you space and create a room where you get to practice. So imagine, you all, our Entrepreneur Speaker Cafe is a room we created to give you opportunity to get reps in speaking. So imagine if Aretha had an upcoming opportunity to speak on a stage. She gets to ask the question, get coached on it, but she also can possibly have an opportunity to do a presentation to practice it with the group and get coaching on it and build up confidence, make tweaks on it. Is that not powerful? Now, one of the things I would be able to tell her, which we just did for one of our clients, she's in the AI space. She realized she was doing a weekly webinar, and the gap in her presentation was, she said she was teaching it, people loved it, what they wasn't buying. The reason was she was, guess what she was doing, y'all? Making information the value. If you're teaching AI and telling people about information, won't they go to AI and leave you because they don't see you as the value, they see the information as the value. So they just go do prompts for that. We showed her how to make the tweaks in her presentation and she started generating more revenue. Guess what? She got a chance to practice it, Entrepreneur Speaker Cafe. Now, here's what else is powerful, Deshonda. In her webinars, hey, I've been doing webinars for a long time. How do you help me tweak it? We show you how to structure the 5 parts of structure in the webinar and how to pitch it. So you learn, so watch this, y'all. You're getting marketing systems, the entrepreneur side. You're getting speaking systems. Guess what else we do? We audit your current offers, price point, messaging, and business model to make sure that you're aligning what you're doing and what you're saying to the right people. Is that not powerful? It is known as a message to market to money match. Are you saying the right thing to the right people who have the money to pay you? We do that in an audit for you. Now, one of the dopest parts of it is I've plugged in my ads, my emails, my messages, my copy of my highest converting things into a GPT that you will have access to and can use for messaging to audit and test yours and bring it to me to get coaching on it. Okay. Team, do me one favor because I want to make sure we don't go over on time. I'm over about 10 minutes. Is Coach K in the room?
Yes.
I'm going to have you all make Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind link available while I ask Coach K 2-3 questions and then hand it off to her so she can continue. Tucker, I know you were supposed to introduce her, but she's one of my favorites and I love her. All right. What's up, Coach K?
What's up, family? How you doing?
Number one, you don't sleep because I saw you had a summit going on and webinars and everything else and filming podcasts. I'm like, how does she have time to do this? And you showed up looking like the glam squad was just in the corner, like, do my makeup real quick, do my hair.
Quick, real quick, what's up?
How are you
Anytime
doing?
the coach asks you to show up, you show up with no hesitation. I appreciate you.
It's been the honor of my life. Like true, and you know I'm not just saying this openly. You know, in our private rooms, I've said this to y'all over and over and over again. It's been the honor of my life to be trusted with people like you all, and to be able to, when you screaming from the rooftop, my coach, my coach, my coach. Like I know even at our in person, we talked about like what you did, and in a second I'm handing it off to you. But like, what made you decide to invest and trust me to coach you?
Yeah, so as I was growing as an entrepreneur, I knew one thing I wanted to do was be a better speaker. And if there's something that you want to do in your business, why try to figure it out yourself? Like go find the person that has the blueprint and can show you how to do it. I didn't want to be a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I was very clear on that. And when I was invited into the room you had an event, I think it was the very first one that you did. When I walked in the room, there was other 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs in the room. And I said, if these people can realize that this is what they need, why am I hesitating? So there was like Neo Davis and Michael McDonald and Princess Dior and Smitty the Goat and all of these entrepreneurs that had crossed these milestones of things that I'm trying to accomplish. So if I knew that was the missing piece to my puzzle, I didn't hesitate to lock in.
And watching you, I'm gonna tell you the proudest moment, I would say the happiest moment, when you had your event in Atlanta, not this year, the year before that, and seeing you backstage about to go on stage and do the most difficult pitch. Altar call close, 500 plus people in the room, and you're about to attempt to do one of the hardest things ever. Your ability, here's what I champion. your ability to follow like a process step by step in a matter of seconds. You remember us standing backstage and I'm saying, hey, do this. And to watch you go up there and execute that and people run up, paying you, et cetera. And as well as what you've done with webinars, you've been with me over a year. Like, geez, it's been a
Yeah.
year and some change. What have you seen? Like your mom even told me she see a difference. What have you seen the difference between like before to now in your business and revenue, things of that nature?
So somebody asked me, was I nervous when I did the altar call? And you had spoke to me before I did it and said, this is what you need to do. You seen the confidence in me to know that I could do the thing that most people are afraid of, but you prepared me for it. So when the altar call came, I already knew what to do because you gave me the script, you gave me the blueprint. All I had to do was go out and actually execute on the blueprint. So was the altar call nervous? Was it something new and something that I hadn't experienced before? Yes, but I had a coach that not only prepared me for it, was right there next to me as I did it. And to be able to look in the audience and see you on the side, shaking your head like, girl, that was like a highlight moment for me. So although, and my mom even says it all the time, like sometimes you just have that, sometimes someone else has to happen for you to happen. And
Mm,
I know that the gift that you have and how you've been able to pour me, like your brain, I can come to you and say, hey coach, this is what I'm thinking. And you're able to say, okay, say this. And then I go in and I implement that on my webinars and I see the hike in sales. And it's all because of one tweak, like one
mm.
thing that you told me to say that I probably would have never thought to say. So it's been a huge game changer. Now I get paid to speak. I just secured a $10,000 speaking engagement. And it's been like less than a year. So 10,000 plus travel, 10,000 plus travel. And I told them my daughter has to come with me. So they're paying for my travel and my daughter and paying me to speak because of something that's already inside of me. Like the gift, I know the knowledge, I know grants. I can tell you about grants all day long, but the power of being able to speak and the power of being able to seed and sell from stage and being able to really just talk about my gift and share this insight, but do it in a way to make people know, like, and trust me in just a very short amount of time.
I'm gonna ask one last question, then I'm gonna hand it off to you and just let you do your thing. Because what I keep showing people, every one of you all no longer use any filler words. That's what made me so proud yesterday. There's no ums, no uhs, there's no redundancies. It's super articulate and expressive. There's no, one of the things we always talk about is no wasted words.
No wasted words.
No wasted words. So I want everybody to pay attention to every person that we work with don't have any just random tangents that go all across the board. There's no wasted words in the conversation. But let's also anchor, like you have a community. You've been able to leverage speaking, webinars, et cetera, to grow your community. Do you mind me asking how many people are currently in your community?
Yeah, we have 7,000 paid members inside of my community.
Hold on. Come again, say why? Come again.
7,000.
I'm sorry. I thought you
just
said
7.
7,000 people. I'm sorry. I thought you said a mini arena. Seven. Come again, say what? 7,000 people. 7,000 people. Wow. When I say watching your glow up, I see you on everyone's stage, everyone's podcast. I'm honored to get a chance to serve you. Do you remember the story I told earlier of like when I met you, when I came and you allowed me to speak before you because I had to leave? Do you remember that? We was at
Yes.
more. It was like, yo. Okay, I won't go into the story. Coach K, I absolutely love you. I don't just say this, I show up for you, whether it's your book signing, whether it is your most recent event. I love your family, but most importantly, I love you, who you are as a person. One of the
Yeah.
goals of my life is to serve people that serve people. And I don't know anybody who has anything negative to say about you because of the way that you show up for people. So thank you for showing up today. I don't take for granted you pausing your day to come in and share with us. So without further ado, family, let me properly introduce her. Fired into freedom. So brilliant that where she used to work fired her for helping people get access to knowledge about grants and how small business owners can get access to money and revenue. Now, here's what's most amazing about Coach K. Most people know her for grants, but many people don't know her ability to help people with business. She is a business guru. And I know sometimes we use that word in a negative context because we don't know better. I'm talking about You want somebody to help you that cares about and could customize it. She don't give a one size fit all for every business. She's able to take time. I watch her answer questions. She gives away a grant every single week to give people access to money. I don't know anybody that has given away more money than Coach K. But what's best about her is she's going to help you grow as a person. She helps you grow your business. I think she's exceptional as a businesswoman. But the thing I champion the most is who she is as a mother and how she raises her daughter. And I'll watch. The biggest flex in the world is that she made enough money from her business to tell her mama, you can work if you want to or not work. Like, do you know how powerful it is to be able to give back to your mom and allow your mom to quit her job because of how much money you make? Then you make sure you tell this. Her daughter made 6 figures. She was able to pass down knowledge and information to her, 16-year-old daughter?
She's 15. She just turned 15.
15-year-old daughter, and her 15-year-old daughter made 6 figures. So I think who better to bring to you someone who's I've had the blessed privilege of coach, but somebody who is not just making an impact in people's life, but impacting her family life and changing the generations. So without further ado, Coach K.
All right, that was the best intro ever, you guys. If you are ready to learn how I turned a free class into a 7-figure empire, just type ready in the chat. Drop ready in the chat if you're ready to uncover how I took a free webinar and the skill of being able to speak and sell and the skill of being able to really talk about my vision and talk about my business and convert it into 7 figures. Drop ready in the chat. So I'm super excited to give you guys my winning webinar framework. I don't share this outside of many rooms. So when my coach calls and he says, Coach K, I need you to come drop value, I am coming to drop value. Now, the first thing is, I want you to understand that consistency is going to be the key to making all this happen. If you can commit, somebody drop commit in the chat. If you can commit to doing the same thing, one webinar for an entire year, one webinar once a week for an entire year, you will make 6 to 7 figures in your business. But consistency is important, but also being able to communicate this information in a way that makes people know, like, and trust you, but want to buy from you as well. So I did one webinar, you guys, every week on a Monday for an entire year straight. And I made multiple millions of dollars in my business just by being consistent and locking in. The biggest thing in this webinar, you guys, as soon as you start, is to make people want to stay and make people hook them to want to lock in. Now, the biggest mistake that most people make is when they come to these webinars, they come inside and they say, all right, you guys, what city you from? Let me know in the chat. Where you from? Okay, I got Ohio in the room. I got Nashville in the room. I got Kentucky in the room. Nobody cares what state is in the room. But when you come inside and I immediately catch your attention by showing you or talking about the thing that's going to make you want to stay, it makes you want to stay a little bit longer. So in your first 3 seconds or even your first 10 seconds, you got to have a hook. I start my conversation by saying, drop money in the chat if you're ready to make some money. So when I drop this in the chat immediately in my webinars, it makes people want to stay in the room because guess what we're going to talk about? The problem that most people have, and that's getting access to money. So in the first 3 seconds, I hook them. I make them stop scrolling. It captures their attention immediately and makes them want to lock in. Most people are afraid to actually pitch at the end. You start from the beginning. The moment I press play, the moment I sit in my chair, put my lip gloss on and fix my hair, I'm about to sell something. So as soon as I press play and after I hook them and after I capture their attention, I am honest and transparent in the beginning that I'm going to give you some value. I'm going to give you some game. I'm going to give you some information. But towards the end of this, I'm going to sell you something. And because I'm honest and transparent in the beginning, and because I communicate this information from the very start, I'm not nervous towards the end when I'm ready to release the price. I'm also, the people on the other side of the screen are not surprised because guess what? I told them this one thing.
Hey, Coach, you're breaking up for us. Can you maybe turn off your camera and see if that helps?
Yes. 1 second. This one gem, is that better?
I think so. I'll let you know. Keep going.
Okay. So this one gem, this one nugget, this one thing, one that I actually learned from Marcus as well, has helped me scale my business. And it's also helped me keep people in the room. And it makes them want to buy from me towards the end of the webinar because I'm honest in the beginning. I'm not another person that's just telling you, hey, I'm going to give you free information. I'm not another person that says, hey, you come inside for this free class. I'm telling them in the beginning, I'm being honest and transparent. I'm going to give you 3 of my 5 steps to help you grow or help you get access to grants. But towards the end of this, I am going to sell you something. When you do your webinars, you have to be clear, you have to be specific, and you have to have an offer. One clear thing, one clear strategy. When you're clear and you're confident, it makes people want to purchase from you. Now, if I go to your social media, if I come on your webinar and you're teaching me about credit, you're teaching me about student loans, you're teaching me about business funding and social media, I'm not buying anything from you because I don't know what to purchase. I don't know how to invest into what it is that you have to offer. But when you see Coach K and you hear about Coach K, let me know in the chat, what do you immediately think about? Let me know in the chat. When someone says Coach K, you immediately think about grants. But when you come inside of my community or when you come in and I'm able to pour into you, you hear that I can help you with your personal credit. I can teach you how to grow your business. I can help you scale your business. So you have this clear, specific offer and this one thing that you're going to teach. You have the product and the name of the product that ties directly into what people need. You define the outcome. You don't just be another person selling, you have an outcome and you show the people the transition of what it's going to look like when they work with you. You have a price, your price that's going to identify and connect with them. And then you have to know exactly who your target audience is. Inside of my webinars, you guys, I give a 3-step strategy. Inside of my webinars, I tell them that I'm giving you 3 steps today, but it's 5 steps for you to accomplish the goal. So if I'm telling them from the beginning that I only have time to give you 3 steps, but there's 5 steps, guess what's going to happen at the end? They're going to want to work with me so they can get the other 2 steps. So I'm immediately telling them, hey, 3-step strategy, but I only have time to give you, it's 5-step strategy, but I only have time to give you 3. So in order for you to get step number 4 and number 5, you got to join my community. Okay. So it's going to be value. It's going to teach them the what and the why, and then you're going to sell the how. I'm going to tell you what grants are, why you should get access to grants. But in order for you to accomplish this goal, in order for you to get access to these grants, in order for you to get access to the 50,000 and 100,000 in grant funding, like my community members are getting, you got to be a part of the community to make it happen. What this does is it keeps them inside and it doesn't allow them to log off and go on YouTube and try to figure it out or go on ChatGPT or feel like that they can do this without me. If you give them too much value and too much information, they're going to feel like they can do it without you. So you have to make sure that not only is the value irresistible, but it's almost irresistible for them not to want to work with you. You want to make sure that it is, as you're presenting this information, they're already thinking before you even drop the price, what do I need to do to work with this person? So make the value irresistible. Give them immediate breakthroughs, shift their belief, and make sure that the next step make sure that the next steps are clearly defined and that they want to lock in and work with you. I am big on engagement. Engagement is the key to keeping people inside of the room. So as I'm talking, as I'm delivering this information, as I'm teaching this information as well, people are commenting. So I make them do micro commitments. Now, when I make people do micro commitments, I make them do commitments that tie into their mindset to want to invest. So most people say, drop a 1 in the chat if you're still locked in. I say things like, say, I invest in me if you're ready to invest in you. Say ready in the chat if you're ready for more. Say locked in the chat. Say action in the chat if you're ready to take action. So these micro commitments are tapping into their mindset before I even drop the price. These micro commitments are making them already say yes to the offer before I even drop a link. This engagement is requiring them to stay locked in. It also captures their attention because let's just start scrolling on social media. I'm on my laptop, I'm listening to you, but I started scrolling on my phone on social media and I see other people commenting in the chat. What it's going to do is it's going to take my attention from the phone back to the chat because I'm going to feel like I missed out on something. So it builds anticipation. It makes them say yes to the offer before you even drop a link or drop a price, but it also keeps them engaged and keeps them committed. As soon as I start my webinars, I tell them about a bonus or something that I'm going to give them at the end of the webinar. For me, it's a free grant list because everyone in the room came because they wanted to learn about grants. So I tell them, hey, I have a free grant list that I'm going to give you. Hey, you've seen an ad or you've seen a social media post and you've seen something that you wanted, that you knew you needed in your business, and I'm going to give this to you at the end. This increased my engagement and allowed people to stay in the room more for a longer time because they want this free grant list. The reason I'm doing this is because I want them to hear the offer. Whether they take it or not, they're going to hear about my offer, and they don't get the grant list until right before I hit end on the call. So this is going to be stacking value. This is going to be a bonus. It's going to create urgency, but it's also going to create an emotional investment that makes them want to stay invested inside of the webinar and stay into the end of the webinar because they get a free gift. People love free things. So in the beginning of the webinar and throughout the entire webinar, because you have people that join in different sessions or different times, throughout the entire webinar, I'm saying, hey, you guys, I have a free grant list. Don't forget, I'm dropping that free grant list at the end of this webinar. Don't forget that somebody in the room is going to win a $500 grant tonight just for locking in and investing into them. So I give different bonuses and incentives to make them want to stay and make them commit to the webinar. Type commit in the chat if you can do that and make your audience commit to your webinar and commit to your information. Throughout the entire webinar, I'm handling objections. I'm not waiting until the end to try to figure out why people don't want to buy. I want to make sure throughout the entire webinar that I'm tapping into their mindset and figuring out what would make a person not want to purchase from me and how do I handle this throughout the webinar. One thing that you can do is as you create your link and as you create your offer, you can take the link, plug it into your ChatGPT tool, plug it into the chat tool that Marcus is going to, that when you lock into the program you're going to get from Marcus, and say, what would make me not want to, what would make someone not buy this offer? ChatGPT is going to tell you whatever the resistance is, why they won't purchase the offer. Is it money? Is it time? Is it fear? Why wouldn't this person purchase from me? And as I'm doing my webinar, I am going in and I'm showing testimonials of people who didn't have the money to purchase my program, but maybe put it on a payment plan. Somebody that's a single mother and feels like they don't have time to apply for grants, I'm showing them on the screen. So I'm already tapping into the objections and I'm tapping into the mindset of the person who feels like they can't do it. So when I get ready to ask them to purchase or invest into my program, they already ready to say yes. As you do this and as you build, testimonials are going to be the biggest way for you to secure your next client. Throughout my entire webinar, probably every 2 to 3 slides, I am showing a testimonial or somebody that did the work and got the result. So I'm not just another person talking about grants. I am positioning myself as the authority because I'm able to show you an entrepreneur that started at day 1 and got a $50,000 grant. I'm able to show you somebody that locked in with me and in 3 days got their first grant. I'm able to show you somebody that joined my community and within 3 days of joining my community got approved for their first $1,000. So I'm showing this throughout my entire webinar because it makes people want to invest. And as I'm showing my testimonials, I am referencing my community. Hey, you guys, this is Kimberly. Kimberly joined my community and she got awarded a $20,000 grant from American Express. I'm showing the testimonial. I'm showing a picture of Kimberly. I am showing the receipts. Haitian CEO says success has receipts. So people are already seeing me as the authority and they're removing that negative mindset of, is this a scam? Should I do this? Can I do this? And I'm showing them proof that they can actually do this as well. I'm referencing the community before I even drop the price. So now throughout the entire webinar, guess what you see inside of the chat? How do I join the community? How do I be a part of this community? As I'm doing this, I am showing them that they have a problem. It's something that they need. They need access to money and funding for their business. I am positioning myself as the solution to their problem. Whatever your webinar is going to be about, whatever it is that you are doing, you have to locate a problem and figure out how your business or whatever your offer is going to be the solution to the problem. Drop it in the chat. Find a problem. Drop it in the chat so I know you got it. Find a problem, be the solution. Find a problem, be the solution. When you can position yourself as a solution to someone's problem, price is no longer an issue on why they want to invest. Okay? As I'm going through it, I'm giving them limited bonuses. I'm giving people fast action incentives. Success loves speed. I'm saying different things like this to make them move. Hey, you guys, I have a fast bonus for the first 10 people that lock in. I have a special bonus for you. I'm only doing this for about 100 people. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm an honest coach. I don't say things to make people purchase if I'm not committed to it. So sometimes on my webinar, I say, hey, you guys, I'm going to give a free trial to 20 people. I'm not doing this so a lot of people can sign up. I'm only going to give it to 20 people. So don't be the person that says, hey, I only have 10 spots and you take 100 people. So if you're going to have a limited bonus, if you're going to have limited spots, if there is an enrollment deadline, you have to stick to that. So if I say, hey, you guys, this offer is only going to be available until the 21st, that is the deadline. I'm not extending it into the 23rd so I can get more people in. I am an honest coach, and I make sure that I lead with that as well. I close with certainty because I actually talk about my offer and I tell people that I am going to sell with them at the beginning of the webinar. So most of the time what happens is people get ready, they see that last slide when they get ready to pitch their offer and they sink down, their energy changes and their energy shifts because they're afraid to sell. Selling is a service. And if you can solve somebody's problem with the service or the business that you have and you don't sell to them, you're doing a disservice, right? So if I have something that can solve your problem, why would I not sell it to you? Why would I not be confident that I can transform and change your life? And then I'm very confident that once I press in on this webinar, whether you purchase or you buy from me or not, I am going back to the lifestyle that I had. I am doing you a favor by giving you this information. So I'm kind of cocky, right? I'm a little arrogant. If you know me, if you ever met me in person, I'm the sweetest person ever. But when it comes to selling, I am so confident that what I have to offer you is better for you. And if you don't take it, you're missing out on an amazing opportunity. But I'm telling you from the beginning of the webinar that I'm going to give you 3 of the 5 steps to help you solve whatever problem it is that you have. I'm giving you 3 of the 5 steps to help you secure $50,000 to $100,000 in grants for your business. I'm telling you from the beginning. Towards the end of this, I am going to talk to you about how you can work with me. You know what? Every time I usually say something like this, you know what? Every time I do this webinar, there's always people in the comment that say, hey, Coach K, once this webinar ends, I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. Once this webinar ends, I want to work with you exclusively. So I say, because people always ask me this information, towards the end of this webinar, I am going to position an offer where some of you can work with me. And some of you might be able to work with me for $0 out of pocket tonight. I'm letting them know in advance that there's going to be a payment option for them to work with me because everybody in the room doesn't have the money. I'm letting them know in advance that I am going to position an offer where you can actually work with me, where I can help you solve the problem, whatever problem it is that you have. I'm telling you in advance that I have a payment option available for you. I'm going to allow you to work with me. And this opportunity isn't for everybody. But I'm telling them, I'm getting into their mindset and tapping into their mindset. And I'm telling them, hey, this is only for the people that are serious and committed and ready to take action. Now, if you're the person that wants to go on social media and watch everybody else win, this opportunity isn't for you. But if you're ready for more, if you're ready to do something different, if you're ready to fire your boss, you're ready to grow that business, I'm showing them the transformation. I'm showing them the outcome. And I'm doing this all throughout the entire webinar. I'm not waiting to the end. So when it's time for me to close, all I got to do is drop the link. Type locked in with me if you're still locked in. Type locked in with me if you're still locked in. Okay? You have to become the missing piece to their puzzle. You can't just be another person that's offering a free webinar. You can't just be another person telling them that they can help them, that you can help them with something in their business. You have to be the missing piece. You have to be able to separate yourself from all the other people that are online. You have to be able to find the gap within them. And everybody's gap is going to be different. So you have to figure out how you connect with your target audience and the people that are in the room. And how do you insert yourself as the missing piece of the puzzle to bring everything together that some of them are already trying to do. When you can position yourself as the missing piece of the puzzle, you show them why it's essential for you to work with them, and you show them how you can transform your life. It's easy for you to connect the dots. Now, this is my winning formula. I do things a little different. Sometimes you'll hear people online say, oh, I do webinars to host challenges. I do webinars to do summits. I do webinars to build out my community. So when people ask me, Coach K, how have you built out your community to over 7,000 paid people and another community with over 15,000 people inside as well? It's because I do webinars and I place people inside of these webinars. My offer, after I do my webinar, my offer at the end is to be a part of my community where I can pour into you. My winning formula is I do a same webinar every single week. My slides don't change. The only thing I do is I go inside and I change my testimonials to relate to the people that are in the room. I add testimonials as we get them. There are some times where I might get something from Marcus. Marcus might say this or do this. So I'll go in and I'll make adjustments there. But it's the same webinar, you guys. The webinar that I'm doing on Monday is going to be the same webinar that I did a year ago. It's the same information. Why? Because the value that I'm teaching and the 3 steps that I'm giving them does not change. What does change is what's going to be inside of my community. And if they want access to that update, if somebody watched my webinar 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or 4 months ago, and they want access to the 4 to 5 steps, they have to be inside of the community to learn this, okay? Sell from the beginning. Give them 3 of the 5 steps. Handle the objections early. This is going to help you close. And then a strong and confident and urgent close. You have to show them that this is just as valuable to them as it is to you. This is my webinar framework, okay? Now, with my webinars, they're 2 hours long. They're 2 hours long, you guys. I'm teaching for an hour and I am pitching my offer for an hour. If I teach you something and I'm teaching you how to get access to grants, if I'm solving your problem for an hour, I'm going to talk about how you should work with me as well. Most people spend more time teaching something for free than they do talking about their offer. Your offer is so valuable that you should spend just as much time talking about your offer as you do giving them 3 of the 5 steps. So if you're teaching for 2 hours, you need to be pitching for 2 hours. If you're teaching for 30 minutes, you need to be pitching for 30 minutes, okay? So every minute of teaching is an opportunity to position your offer. The more time you spend with them, the more they know, like, and trust you, and the more they will invest. Storytelling is important. Throughout my entire webinar, I am telling stories, one, to humanize me. I'm showing me back in the stage where I was a struggling entrepreneur. I'm showing me back in the stage where I was a struggling mother. I am humanizing myself so people know that I'm just not, when I say making 7 figures, people are like, oh, that's so far from me. So I have to bring it back to show people that I once was in the same space that was. I was in a space where I had to overdraft my bank account to put gas in my car. I was in a space where I didn't know how I was going to feed my daughter. I was in the space where the sheriff put a note on my door and my home almost went in foreclosure. I am telling stories because people relate to stories. And then I am positioning me as the next step to their journey. I am showing them that working with me is going to be the next step to help them grow. Now, the core offer of my product is my community. So the entire time throughout the webinar, I am teaching them about my community. I am referencing my community. When I go on stages and I speak, I am talking about my community. I'm sharing testimonials from my community. I'm talking about my community throughout the entire webinar because at the end of this, I want them to invest in my community. My community has 3 options for you to actually be a part of it, okay? I have a lifetime option. And I push my lifetime option because I get more money from the lifetime and more money in advance from the lifetime. I push lifetime because people can actually set up the lifetime option on a payment arrangement. And I push lifetime because sometimes building a community around you helps you grow. People ask me all the time, Coach K, how did you drop a book and how did your book become Amazon bestseller? And how are you doing so amazing with all of these different things that you do? Because I have a community around me. So sometimes when I drop a new product or when I drop a new service, I don't have to try to go hustle and figure out a sale online or try to post about it. I can go directly to my community of people that already know, like, and trust me, and they're going to support and purchase whatever it is I have to offer because they know they're going to get a return on the investment, because they know there's going to be a solution to whatever problem it is that they have. So sometimes building a community allows you the platform to just continue to evolve and continue to grow. Lifetime option is one of my favorite things to push. I have a lifetime option. It's the maximum upfront cost. Annual membership, this allows them to be a part of my program and pay once a year. It's a high retention, right? And I'm always going to get a recurring revenue in once a year. But then we want that recurring revenue to come in monthly. I think everybody should have a subscription service where they have a recurring revenue that comes in once a month. And that is going to be my monthly option as well. So my lifetime option is maximum upfront revenue. It's how we're paying for our ads, our paid advertisement. It's how we're handling different expenses with our employees and our teams and all of the marketing expenses that we have. But it also eliminates retention risk when it comes to your community and when people come to your community and making them stay and lock in. And it's the highest commitment. When people invest more, they commit more. And in order for me to get the testimonials that I need, in order for me to get the results that I need people to commit. Drop commit in the chat if you're ready to commit. Okay? My pitch strategy is value stacking. I heavily tie on payment options, payment arrangements. I share stories on how I had to make payment arrangements to invest. I had to make a payment arrangement to invest into Marcus program. I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I was very new to the space. I was about maybe a year into coaching when I realized that I needed to be a stronger speaker. I didn't have it to invest, but what I did have was an American Express. What I did have was a Navy Federal credit card that had a $30,000 credit limit on it. And I realized that if I put this investment onto this Navy Federal credit card, I could make monthly payments to pay it off later. Shortly after making that payment arrangement, you guys, I was able to host a challenge, and that because I became a better speaker, I was able to close more people inside of my challenge. Guess what I was able to do? Go pay off the credit card before the payments was even due. So I set up being a speaker, I set up my mentorship program on payment arrangements. I share this inside of my webinar so that people won't hesitate to make payment arrangements to invest in them. Then I share stories about how people, and I actually got this from Marcus, you guys. I share stories about how people set up payment arrangements for an Apple iPhone that serves them no value, that makes them no money. So you mean to tell me you'll set up a payment arrangement just so you can gossip and have a phone where you can watch other people win and watch on social media and watch other people win? But you mean to tell me you won't set up a payment arrangement for something that will help you grow in your future? You mean to tell me you won't set up a payment arrangement to help you build out your legacy and your generational wealth and build generational wealth? So I share stories about how I set up payment arrangements, okay? Let me go straight to this. Inside of my webinars, you guys, something that I've been able to do to help me generate $20,000 to $30,000 extra a month is I drop affiliates. If you are teaching something and if you have affiliates and people that you're working with, if you're referring people to somewhere, and let's just say you are a tax specialist and you tell people to go sign up for QuickBooks. Let's just say you teach credit and you tell people to sign up for My Free Score Now. Inside of my webinar, I am dropping the link to My Free Score Now. I'm dropping the link to whatever my affiliate is so that people that don't purchase, I'm still generating something from them off the back end. Because I have affiliate links of people that I work with and I'm still getting paid and generating revenue. So you want to make sure you have an affiliate link as well. I talked about handling objections throughout the entire webinar. I am handling objections and I'm making sure that I'm tapping into their mindset, and whatever reason they feel like they can't do the thing or that they can't invest into this, I'm tapping into it throughout the entire webinar. So when I am selling, it just makes them want to invest. It makes them want to purchase. End of webinar, I'm giving a bonus. I'm telling you, you're going to get a bonus for actually being in the room. I am telling them about high value. I'm giving bonuses to people who actually join the webinar and people who actually join the community. And then I'm making sure that I create an urgency. Now, something I do on my webinars is I drop the price live on the webinar. So I tell people, hey, you guys, I'm going to do you a favor just for the time that we're on the webinar. When I press in on this webinar, the price will increase. And I say, hey, you guys, for tonight, I'm going to make my community $597 for lifetime. I act like I'm sending my team a text, or I act like I'm sending my team a voice memo. And I say, hey, team, can you change the price on the webinar right now to $597? And so people are excited because they want to invest. It creates that urgency. And they're like, oh man, she's dropping the price for $597. I got to do this right now. And something else I do on my webinar is I ask people, hey, if you signed up for payment arrangements, how much did you have to pay today? And so people are dropping inside of the chat, hey, I signed up for Afterpay. I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket today. I signed up for Klarna. I had to pay $97. I signed up for Zip, and Zip made me pay $147. So the people in the room who feel like I'm not going to apply for the payment arrangement because I won't qualify, or I'm not going to apply for the payment arrangement because I can't afford it, I'm removing that objection. So towards the end of my webinar, the only reason why people haven't locked in is because because they're not invested in them. Okay? This is my community structure. I have a free community and I have a paid community. My free community, I'm not in the community giving out a lot of game and a lot of value. The only thing I'm doing in my free community is reminding you of my class, of my webinar that's coming up. The only thing I'm doing in my free community is reminding you that you need to be in this class so that I can sell to you on the class. Inside of my paid community, you guys, is full value. We're hosting challenges. We're giving you strategies. We're doing the things to help you get the results. So my community structure is very simple, you guys. The challenge strategy, we market to payment inside of my paid community. I also do challenges inside of there. So you're probably thinking, well, Coach K, you do 5-day challenges, you do summits. I market to my paid community. This is my structure. I have a free webinar. This is how I made 7 figures into my business, you guys. I have a free webinar. My free webinar, I'm giving them 3 of the 5 steps to help them grow as an entrepreneur. I'm giving them 3 of the 5 steps to help them get access to grants for their business. Then I have a paid community. This is recurring revenue, or I really push recurring revenue, which is monthly, or I push lifetime. This is where I make a lot of my money. Then I have a high ticket offer, which is an academy, my academy. It's a 6-month mentorship program to help them get another result. Inside of my academy, not only do I teach them about grants, I show them how to expand, elevate, and grow their business. And then I have a one-on-one mentorship offer, or a VIP day. This is my framework, you guys. This is how I've made multiple 7 figures in my business, but it all boils down to being a better speaker. None of this matters if you can't pitch your offer. You can put any price out there, but if you don't know how to connect with the people in the room, if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to pitch, if you don't know how to actually talk to people to make them want to invest in you, none of this really matters, okay? This is my marketing strategy. I do public and organic marketing. But I do a lot of paid ads. I spend a lot of money on ads and advertising to push people inside of the room. We probably spend about 6 figures a month on paid ads and paid marketing. We get it back. It's a return on your investment. Paid ads, you can do a lot of organic marketing and organic content, and you can post on social media all the time, but you will never be able to outdo paid ads and paid advertising. Why? Because it runs 24/7. So when people are asleep at night, guess what? When people can't sleep at night and they grab their phone and they're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, guess what they get to see? They get to see me and my offer. So as you grow and as you build and as you do webinars, paid advertisement is going to be the key to helping you grow. Last thing before I go, you guys, a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we try to have 7 different streams. Try to have 7 different companies, and we try to have 7 different companies, 7 different things that we're doing. We're teaching social media. We're teaching student loans. We're teaching credit repair. You're teaching Airbnbs. You're teaching all of these different things. But your one business can have 7 streams of income. So you can have a product. You can have a course. You can have affiliate links. Everybody should have a community. Whatever it is that you're good at, you should have a community that are teaching people whatever it is that you're good at. A service, an ebook, and then you should be heavily monetizing social media. I tell people that social media pays, Instagram pays my car note. Facebook pays my mortgage, and TikTok gives me spending money for bags, clothes, and shoes, and my wardrobe money as well. That's my time, you guys. I'm Coach K. I go by the Grant Expert. I'm going to try to turn my camera on now. I'm just super excited about the opportunities that you're about to have as you unlock how to grow your business, how to create these winning webinars, but most importantly, the coach that you have that's been able to help me build my empire, that's changed the way I am dominating the space. When you see me on press runs and news anchors and magazines and podcast channels, it's all because I became a better speaker and being able to really execute and implement this information inside of my business.
Man alive, y'all. That is why that was, if you go back and watch that over VIP, you got to watch that one over because that right there, that's going to make you 6 and 7 figures alone right there. Everybody give it up for Coach K real quick, y'all. Everybody put thank you in the chat. By the way, I don't think I've never seen you teach on that before. I don't think I've ever heard, it's like that was an exclusive conversation that she had just for you all. I want to let you all know because I was pretty surprised myself when she started going through the slide deck. I'm like, she never shared this before. I've been in all the rooms with her. She ain't. So everybody give it up one more time. I love it. I love it. So Coach, thank you for being a student. Thank you for coming and being the teacher. We are very, very appreciative of you and all that you have to give. So everybody give it up one more time for Coach in the chat. Make sure you all are going following her on social media. She always has events. She always has things going on. What I would recommend you all do is come into these events from people like Coach K, people like Alicia, who you're about to see, Runway. What I want you all to do is come into these events not with a consumer mindset, but with a mindset of what are they doing and how can I implement this into my business? Because sometimes we attend events like summits and challenges and conferences, and we come just to consume the material, but never do we step back and we look at, okay, how are the email sequences set up? When am I getting text messages? When are they pitching the offer? What are they saying and how are they saying it? You guys get what I'm putting down? Like this changed everything for me whenever I started doing that. Y'all, if I'm going to be honest with y'all, I have a folder. Check this out. I sign up for events. You know what I do? Ooh, I'm about to give y'all a gem. Marcus, I don't know if I should give him this one. I sign up for events. We do something called, never mind, VIP. VIP, can I show you guys how to funnel hack a little bit? VIP, can I show you all how to go in, how to use AI? That's what I want to do. Okay. I was going to show you all something. Marcus, I told you I was going to do a virtual event training during the VIP today. I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to do a funnel hacking training. And I'm going to show you how to go use AI to go funnel hack a little easier. Is that cool with you guys? Just put a yes in the chat. That's okay with you guys. So listen, VIP, we're going to show you guys how to go and stop becoming a consumer. Okay, you should be a student. You should be a consumer, but how to transition to being a producer and looking at these from a different lens. So if you're not VIP, go ahead and do so. You need to do that. But then also just a reminder that this same level of information that Coach K just shared, that's the type of information you're getting in the mastermind, you all. So I would recommend you all jump into that mastermind, not for me, not for Marcus, but because you see this value of information and just what you got in literally 30 minutes from Coach K. I've came into the masterminds. I've done trainings with Marcus's on students about challenges, about summits. We have all these other people that contribute just like Coach K has today, and it's going to make the world of a difference in your business, all right? So kudos. If you're still working on getting into the mastermind, go ahead and put working on it in the chat. Put working on it in the chat real quick for us so we can shout you out. But you all, I'm excited. I'm going to spotlight some of you all in just a little bit. But let's go ahead. I know our next speaker is on a very tight timeline, but you all are about to be in the room with greatness. Somebody who has mentored and coached hundreds of thousands of people. I actually need to do the math. It's probably in the millions now. Just got in. I love it, Miss Brown. Congratulations. Candy's working on it. Who you all are about to learn from today has literally coached hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Alicia, is it weird to think that I don't know, maybe Alicia knew all along that she was going to be mentoring millions of people, but it's crazy from the outside looking in, Alicia, how many people you've impacted in such a short amount of time. This past year, you all, Alicia Little has become like the leading authority in AI all through speaking.
I love it.
How many of y'all have heard and saw Alicia's ads? Just put a yes in the chat if you saw her ads somewhere on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Just put a yes in the chat if you've seen her everywhere. That's the power of using speaking. You all, she's hosted summits where there's 20,000, 30,000 people watching at a time. And she goes and makes a very good income and a very good impact with these events all through her voice. So y'all, I'm excited. You are about to learn from somebody that's a GOAT in her space. She's an AI innovator. She's JP Morgan Chase's top 100 women to know in America. She's getting awards all the time. I can't even keep up
Thank
anymore.
you, Michael.
Alicia, I'm going to pass the mic over to you. Let's go ahead and get your segment started.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Michael. He's amazing. And shout out to Coach K for that session. That was amazing. I agree, Michael. I've never seen her do that session, so that was fantastic. And you all, just FYI, I'm doing my session from a car because I'm an AI coach and trainer, and I'm doing a session for principals of schools today, along with my team. We're in California, so I'm excited to be here. So I'm outside while the team is getting set up on the inside, and so excited to be here because let me tell you something. I have learned so much from Marcus. And somebody asked me the other day, they want their boss to be better at speaking. And he was like, he can't especially do the pitch and make an offer. I'm like, the best coach, speaker, trainer on the planet is who? Someone tell me in the chat. Who did I tell him? The best speaker, coach, and trainer to really help speakers get to the next level? Yes. And whether I was like, I don't know what your CEO does, but we're always selling. We need to make sure that even in our professional careers, that we're always leveling up as speakers, as communicators. We know how to make offers. So he was so excited in hearing my story. I heard Marcus speak once for a mastermind that I was at. And when he was done, I said, Marcus, you made me run out of space on my phone to take notes. Like, I was taking so many notes. Yes. So always be leveling up. And I will tell you that, speaking is one of the highest return on time that you will get. So to increase your brand and really stand out, like if you really want to build your brand quickly, Michael was right when he's talking about me and what's really helped me in the past year. It's the opportunities that I've gotten as a speaker trainer. Okay. Anyway, we are going to have a workshop style presentation today. I don't have PowerPoints for you. I'm just going to make you work. Like, we're about to do some work. Like, open up your ChatGPT. You can open up ChatGPT or Claude or your favorite AI tool that we're going to use to get some work done. If you have ChatGPT, let's make it easy and open that up and then get straight to work. Are y'all ready for workshop style work? If yes, you say ready to work. Come on, someone tell me that you're ready to work in the chat. Yes, ready to work. So I have a document for you today that we'll be following. It's a Notion document. So I will drop it into the chat, and if support can help me with it, just to make sure that everybody gets it, and stay on task with me. Use, let's do it together. Let's do this work together. So I'm going to help you to bring in more opportunities. Let me just make sure I got the right one here. I'm going to help you to bring in more opportunities every day, coming right to your email. And all right, I have prompts for you. I'm sharing it for you. I gotta publish it. Perfect. And these prompts are only for y'all in this group. I created them actually today because I said, you know what? Let me put away my presentation for them and let me make them work, because that's what Marcus would do. Marcus would be like, it's time to get to work. So here we go. I'm going to say Alicia's notes, and then you have your doc there. But first, before we do that, I have to make sure that you know that I'm so excited about you really taking things to the next level in your speaking and coaching career by being all in on AI. And I'm your AI coach and trainer. I want everybody to say hi, coach, in the chat. Say hi, coach, in the chat, because I am your AI coach and trainer from today on. Yep. All right. Come on now. Say hi, coach, in the chat. Perfect. All right. Now I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. And since you all are speakers and trainers. That is something that I do at the beginning of my sessions, is get everybody to acknowledge that I am their coach. Why do I do that? Someone tell me in the chat, why do I do that? You see how everybody said, hi, coach? I'm like, from now on, I am your AI coach and trainer. Yep, personalized, KJ said. What else? Because you value your coaches. Yep. Lady Ty the Great said it. So you're already signed up mentally. You said, I'm your AI coach. You said, hi, coach. So you're already in my coaching program from here on out. Got it? Yep. Everybody say, got it in the chat if you got it. So I'm assuming the sale. So as a speaker, I'm always going to assume that the people that I'm pouring value into will want to continue with me. So before I ever share anything with them, or in the beginning when I start sharing some stuff, I'm already telling them, you know what, I'm your coach. Yeah, I like it. Psychological closing. There we go. All right. So now you have your Notion doc here. So by now you should have ChatGPT open. Just open a ChatGPT session and you've got your Notion doc up. And the first thing that we're going to do is schedule a task and create an AI agent at the same time. All right. But we're going to make one change to this prompt. This is how I see who's paying attention. But you're going to see right here where it says you are Sally, an elite speaking opportunity finder. So I want you to go to the bottom of this prompt and I want you to copy it. We're just going to do some copying and pasting right now. You're going to copy this prompt. And then you're going to go to ChatGPT and you're going to paste it in. But don't press anything yet. I'm watching to see who's paying attention. Copy and paste is what we're doing. Hey, Spencer. Spencer, type in copy and paste in the chat. So everybody's got it. You're just copying and pasting. We're going to make one change, though. One change. Right here, we're going to say, your mission is to help, where it says users. You can leave that there, but let me put this here. All right, we can do this first. Let's do this first. I want you to go ahead and push go. So I keep it simple. So what Sally is going to come back and do is that Sally is going to find speaking opportunities for you. Did I tell Sally where I live? Probably the only thing I should have done is tell Sally where you lived. But if you can, we can add that later. Just say, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, or where you live, so that you can get speaking opportunities that are close to you. All right, so now Sally is looking for different opportunities for me. All right. And then what I'm going to add to this is that I want the opportunities to come to me every day at 6 a.m. So I'm just going to give it a minute and let this run. And if you guys would just copy and paste that first task into ChatGPT for you, it's going to take a minute. So this is the first one, because I want speaking opportunities to come to you. You're not waiting for them to come to you, right? You can go out and get them. But this is like your assistant, Sally, is bringing them to you every day. All right. If you don't have a ChatGPT account, thank you, Princess. You're going to go to chatgpt.com to get a ChatGPT account. If you are a Gemini user, then you would open up Gemini and you would go Gemini.google.com, and then you would paste the same thing into Gemini. All right, so let me see who's got it. All right, so when I pasted it into Gemini, Gemini came back and gave me an opportunities already. So Gemini was like, opportunity 1, the AI Summit in Austin. I haven't even heard about that yet, Sally. Thank you. The deadline for me to apply is June 30th. So the audience, Fortune 500 tech leaders. Okay, the fit score. All right. And then opportunity 2 is content marketing world. Deadline to apply is June 15th. Wow, I got all of these opportunities already to speak at different events. Okay, let me go back to ChatGPT. It's still looking for the answer. Okay. Oh, you know what? ChatGPT rewrote it. And I'm just going to say here. We can do this here with ChatGPT. Okay, find me opportunities. If it comes back and fixes your prompt, it might have been something I put in there this morning, but say, okay, find me opportunities. Gemini came back and found me opportunities. So let's unlock the chat and somebody tell me here, Did you get some opportunities? Did you see some opportunities that you can apply for? Let's see who found some opportunities that they can apply for, if we can unlock the chat. Oh my gosh, Lady Ty the Great has 10. Somebody tell me how many opportunities they have for speaking. How many do you have? Right? And you can see that I have an outreach plan for it. I have an email pitch for it. This is for AI in the boardroom. Adina got 8 opportunities. La Brown said I have 10 and they're looking great. Susan says 8. Jacqueline said I have 10 also. Sarah has 7. So if it didn't find you the opportunities and it came back and it rewrote the prompt or something, say, okay, find me opportunities. For Jacqueline, we see all the fire emojis. Andrea got 15. Come on now, Andrea. Willis got 4. All right, so it's finding opportunities for you. So let's see how many I got. 3, 4. I got 4 big ones from Gemini. Now, one of the things that I can do in Gemini, okay, hold on. Let me ask Gemini, okay, do this scan for me every morning at 6 a.m. So what I really want, if ChatGPT is done for you, I want you to tell it, okay, send this to me every day at 6 a.m., new opportunities. Just say that in the chat. How many of you would like to get new opportunities coming to you every day? LeBrown says, done. It's going to email every morning. Yep. Dr. Chahara says, yes, yes. Good to see you again. Adina says, yes, me. All right. So with Gemini can you all see my screen? You're seeing me on Gemini right now. So on Gemini, it says, great, I've scheduled that for you every morning at 6 a.m. I'll scan for the most strategic speaking opportunities tailored to your experience and enterprise AI strategy, agentic workflows, and digital transformation. I'll provide you with a high-level analysis and actionable outreach plan. You need to secure those stages. Daily speaking opportunity scans coming to me. Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT. It's still working. I think I have it on. Advanced thinking. I should have had it on just instant, but okay, it's gonna still go. Candy says, wow, this is great info. All right, how many of you got great info? Candy got 3. And Candy, if you want more, you could say, dig a little bit deeper. Give me 5 more opportunities. It might take a little longer, but it's gonna dig a little bit deeper and find you more opportunities. Arethea got 6. 8 so far. Rita got 10. Anna gave her the pitch email. Go, Rita, go. Go, Rita, go. Now, I want to make sure that your coach Marcus takes you to the next level with your speaking so that you're ready for this. If you apply to one now, fantastic, but make sure you lock in with Marcus so that you can dominate on that stage. Everybody agree? Like, I want to make sure that when you hit that stage, and you are able to command the room. You're able to step on that stage and own the room. Everybody agree? Just type agree in the chat. I just want to make sure. Yes? I want to make sure. You guys are saying I agree. Yeah, let's make sure of that, because when you step into that opportunity and you rock that stage, do you know what else happens? Somebody tell me in the chat. What else happens? Let's see who's been paying attention. Dr. Edrine said, I have 5 speaking events. Samuel, agree. Bookings, cha-ching, bookings and more bookings. This is how you get found, but you need to rock that stage. Kavita said, we get paid, you get paid as well. All right, so there's so much here. Now with ChatGPT and Gemini, did you ask it to tell you to do the scan every morning at 6 a.m.? Or whatever time that you want. That's what I want you to do now. Lock that in. And type done in the chat when you're done with that. Lock it in, type done in the chat so we can move on to the next assignment. We've got more. Candy did it for 7 a.m., locked and loaded. Could you do it once a week? You could do it once a week. You could do it every Monday morning. I do it every single day, right? I want an opportunity scan every single day. I love it. Come on, Rita. Come on. Rita proved it to all of us that she did it. All right. Good job. Good job. Done, done. I'm waiting for a few more people to type done in the chat. So I did it on ChatGPT every day at 6 a.m. It's going to come to me. And then I've also done it on Gemini now. All right. Perfect. Everybody says done. Are we ready to keep moving? As your AI coach, I got to keep you moving. If you're ready to keep moving, say ready, coach, in the chat. Say ready, coach. I want to make sure y'all are ready before I move on. We don't leave anyone behind. Come on now. No one left behind. And you can get that Notion document in the chat. Now, I do have another Notion document for the VIPs. If you're VIP, can you just say VIP in the chat? I want to see who's VIP. So for the VIPs, I have some other prompts that I use that set things apart for me. So I have 11 prompts here for you that I'll send over when I'm done for the VIP pack. So I have a daily speaking gig finder, a daily call for speakers finder, a daily podcast opportunity finder. I have a daily corporate training leads finder, and I pause the screen while I read the rest. A daily local speaking opportunities finder, like how do you make sure you're finding them in your local community? A daily association and chamber opportunity finder, a daily university and college speaker finder, a women's leadership and diversity speaking finder, and then 3 more. Are you guys good with that? So if you're not VIP, pick up VIP real quick, because you will get all of those amazing prompts that will help you take everything to the next level. Now that Notion doc is only for VIPs. So that's why I wanted to make sure I saw who the VIPs were. And if you haven't upgraded yet, do it right now. All right, do it right now. So let's move on to the second prompt. We have 2 more prompts for today's class, and you all are doing so great. Jamie has 10 opportunities. You all are doing so great. So you are welcome, Candy. You are welcome. So the next prompt, do not copy and paste it in yet. Let me walk you through it first. The next prompt says, act as a business networking strategist. I'm located in where your location is, your services, your ideal clients. I want to find in-person networking events within 30 miles where I can meet decision makers and pitch my services. Search for events happening in the next 60 days and prioritize these events. For each event, provide this, then rank them the best. Finally, give me a 20-second pitch tailored to these rooms. A lot of stuff here. So that's prompt number 1 if you feel like the AI tools that you use do not know a lot about you. The second prompt is if you feel like the AI tool knows you well, like this tool knows me so well, I'm using it all day, every day, it knows me well. So if you feel like that, which is what I would do, I take this prompt right here, and then I'm going to open up my favorite AI tool, and then I am going to ask that AI tool, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, I'll do it in Gemini too, just to show you. I'm going to ask it to find me networking opportunities, because how many of you already know that it's true? Put true in the comments, that to be seen, you have to get out there. Like, get out there, meet some new people, go to networking events. Come on now. People want to hear the value that you have. So you need to get out there and talk about it. Go to networking events. So, all right. So now my AI tool is looking for networking events for me. So I love it, Jessica. So I want everybody to take this prompt. Let me go over that again. If you feel like your AI tools do not know a lot about you, then you want to give this first prompt here and fill in the blanks. If you feel like it already knows a lot about you, it says, based on what you know about me and my ideal clients, I want to find in-person networking events within 30 miles. I live in blank. Fill it in. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, wherever you live. Fill it in. And then let me do mine here. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Boom, and press go. And press go. So now, look at this. ChatGPT is finding events for me. So I've got Atlanta Startup Village, Atlanta Real Estate Meetup. Ooh, I got some good stuff for real estate agents. ABC South Metro, Atlanta Law Real Estate and Construction Networking Event, Wired Atlanta Women in Biz. That's a good one for me. Startup Showcase, Atlanta Black Chamber, my top 5 ROIs, my 20-second pitch. It wrote it for me based on what it knows about me, my 3 conversation starters, and my follow-up strategy. So do you see how it's pulling up networking events? Now you tell me, how many networking events did it pull up for you? And then sometimes do it in multiple tools, because oddly enough, Gemini found some different events. DigiMarcon Atlanta, it looks like Gemini's finding some bigger events, and ChatGPT found some smaller events, but most of them do not, they don't overlap. So that's interesting. Thank you, Letitia. That's interesting. But I love the conversation starters, the post-event close strategy that it's going to give you. So I developed this prompt for myself because I needed, this is when, especially I first like really started diving into being all about AI, is that I needed to get out there more. And so when you look at the prompt, you can change up the types of events. These are the types of events I want it to go to. So if you don't want to go to real estate investor events, you can change that up. Do you see that, everybody? So when you paste it into ChatGPT or your favorite tool, if you don't want to go to trade associations, delete that. I just want you to at least do this once so that you can see how many events it can find for you. All right. Tammy said it sent me 7 events. Victoria said yes. Right. And then as you work with Marcus, make sure that that you ask him, like, when I'm at a networking event, as opposed to a speaking event, how do I network with the people at my table where I command the table, right? Where the things that I say grab attention. Everybody's got that? That's really important. All right, put how many events that you got in the chat, and we're going to move on to the last prompt. We're going to move on to the last prompt. All right. 8 events, 12 events. Deshana, hey, how are you, Deshana? 12 events. Come on now. Anybody beat that? Get 12 events. And if you want more, 6 events for Charlotte. And if you want more, you can also tell it, find me 5 more. It can do a deeper dive and find so many more. It's really crazy, but it can do a really good job. Denise Scott says, thanks, Alicia. This really helps my business. Come on, Denise. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're here for. All right. Perfect. Are we almost done? Denise, how many events did you get? I didn't see that you said that. Dr. Tahari said upgraded. Oh, you upgraded to VIP. All right. Everybody here should be VIP by now, right? Come on now, everybody. Dr. Angie said 10. Okay, 10. And then 5D Ranch said I had to widen because I'm rural. So great point. I put 30 miles within Atlanta. Because let me tell you something. If you know Atlanta, there are events every day, all day, everywhere. I'm not going more than 30 miles away because there's so many around me. But yeah, I love that feedback. Widen it. Instead of 30 miles, make it 50. You can widen it. Good job. Tammy got 7. All right, come on. I'm waiting on a few people to report in. Sarah said, I'm in Savannah. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Sarah. Rita said, I put in the DMV. Okay, instead of 30 miles, you said the DMV. Come on, you got 12. Aretha said, I got 6 locally and 2 are reoccurring. Come on now. Okay, Dream Kush, I got it. Phil got 12 in Dallas. Samuel, 11 back for Atlanta. Dr. Carlita said 5 in Northern Virginia, so I widened it to DC and Maryland also. Very good. So put location wide, like anywhere in the DMV, something like that. Lynn said, wow, this is really good. Good job, Lynn. Coach Chanel said I got 11 in Miami. Kay Elise said 5. I love it. So now you all have speaking opportunities coming your way. You have networking opportunities coming your way. In the chat, give me 1 or 2 words that describe how you're feeling right now. Come on now. Give me 1 or 2 words that describe how you're feeling right now. Empowered. I love it. Ready. What? I love it. Unstoppable, excited, visible, amazing and great, limitless, educated, empowering. Oh, this is empowering. Enlightened, winning. Samuel said, let's get paid. I love it. Informed. Good. Yeah, it is really time for y'all to step out there. Okay. So are we ready for the last prompt? Are we ready for the last prompt? Yes? You know what you need to say. Say yes, coach, if you're ready for the last prompt. Yes, coach, if you're ready for the last prompt. I expect to see some of you using this Yes Coach strategy or however you do it in your trainings, but here we go. All right, so it says here, I can go down to the last one. So the last one, watch me do it first, and then you're going to do it. I want to change one thing on the flyer. Okay, here we go. So go to the bottom of the flyer and then drag it all the way up and then copy this here. And then I want you to open up ChatGPT. And you're going to go this time, though, to chatgpt.com/images. All right, chatgpt.com/images. And you're going to paste this in here. You see how we pasted this in here? And then where it says email, I want you to change it to the email that people need to book you for an event, right? So I'm going to do my email. So I'm going to change this up. Watch me, I'll do this twice. If you are, already in my classes, you already know AI, you can go ahead and feel confident about it. You can go ahead and keep going. But it says email booking at bookings, that's wrong, at AI Innovision. So this is how people can book you. Let me back up. What are we doing right now? I am so sorry. What are we doing right now? I am jumping the gun because I'm so excited to show you the end result that I didn't even say what the mission was. The mission is to now create your speaker flyer, right? Because once you lock into your coaching with Marcus, you're like, I am ready to get out there. So let's create your speaker flyer. He'll teach you the marketing strategies, but you need something to have to take to the events to show up when it's time. All right. Is everybody ready for this one? Speaker flyer. So it says, okay, email bookings at AIinnovision.com. Based on what you know about me, you're going to put your name here. Alicia Little. Create a world-class speaker flyer for me. Use the uploaded reference photo of me. So now I'm just going to pause my screen. I have to go on my computer and find a photo of me. Now, for this example, I'm actually going to look for a photo of me on purpose that I'm going to ask it to change just so I'm going to use this as a teaching point. Okay. So nobody be like, Alicia, that's not a good photo for a speaker flyer. I already know it's not. Okay. It's for a lesson. All right. So if we look at the prompt, I uploaded my photo, use the uploaded photo of me, position me as a high sought after speaker. The goal of the flyer is to help event planners, create it this way. And then it says include speaker name, speaker title. And you can see based on what you know about me, I'm going to use that over and over and over, create my title, create my topics based on what you know about me, right? Create 4 to 6 topics based on what you know about me. If it doesn't know a lot about you, you can put your topics in there as well. But then I'm going to say all of this, and then I'm going to press go. All right. So now this is what I want you to do. I want you to open up chatgpt.com/images, and we're going to go through this together. So if you guys understand, go for it, go. But I expect, you can't put your speaker flyers in this chat. Let me see where can we put your speaker flyer so I can see them? Let me think about that for a minute because this chat won't allow you to upload it. So I'll think about it. Facebook group. Is there a Facebook group for Marcus that you can put it in? If there is, can somebody give me the link to that Facebook group? That'd be amazing. Okay. So now okay, so now we're using this prompt right here. So you've got this prompt. Oops. Darn it, Alicia, don't mess up the prompt, which I am doing right now. Hang on one second. Let me go back down to the prompt. This is the prompt for world class. Yep, sorry. I'm just trying to fix something because all right, there we go right here. So I just want you to copy that whole prompt. I put the link to ChatGPT images here if you need it. Thanks, Spencer. I'll go into that Facebook group. And then I want you to go to ChatGPT, paste the prompt in. And do you remember the things that you were changing? Where it says email, you're going to put the email address that they can reach you at. Now, if you are a solo act right now and you don't have, an assistant to send the emails to, nobody knows. So set up another Gmail called booking and then your name. So booking Coach Krisha at gmail.com. And you can say, yes, you can talk to my booking agent, which your booking agent could be you. Talk to my booking agent at booking Coach Krissa or booking Krissa at gmail.com. And so that's the email address that people are going to be reaching at. But mine is booking at AI Innovision, AIinnovision.com, based on what you know about me. And then you're going to put your name there, right? Alicia Little. Okay. So let me see if I can get access to this Facebook group. So some of you already should have your flyers done. I'm going to show you how to make one change. Oh, LeBron says, I love my flyer. Sarah says, wow, that flyer looks so cool. Yeah. All right. I sent a request to join the group. Spencer, are you able to approve me in that Facebook group? If somebody can approve me, let me know if you can approve me. Thank you so much. All right. So now, all right. Sarah said, y'all better let her in. All right, now let's go back and look at my flyer. All right, here is my flyer here. When you download it, you can see it better, but here's my flyer, my top speaking topics, about me, my ideal audience, why book me, credibility, experience, impact. It's got my booking number on there, our phone number from the website. It knows about me, so it put things on there. So here is my flyer. Now, there's one thing I don't like about the flyer, and that's that I'm wearing a leather dress with leather gloves. Like, they're going to say, what type of speaker is she? Come on now. So I am going to say, I love it. I love it, but put me on a stage in a professional suit with a mic in my hand. I'm doing this because I don't want someone to say, oh, I can't create a flyer because the photo of me doesn't look good. Well, change it. We're about to change it. All right. We're about to change it. Okay. All right. So once you really get up there as a speaker, the people that want you to speak or media, radio, TV, they're going to ask you for your one sheet about you, and you need to have it ready. So what we're doing is we're creating yours. Now, when you're, let me see, am I in the group now? Let me refresh. So if, as you grow with Marcus, are you going to change your topics? And if they change, could you come right back to this prompt and change it and put your new topics in? Yes or no? I want to see someone who knows AI. What's the answer to that question? Yes or no? Yes, of course. Absolutely. I'm just trying to get you started. And in getting you started, I just want to see, you know what? Let's see if we can create one flyer. And then now that you have the prompt, you can create this for yourself as much as you want in the future. Yes? Does everybody understand that and agree? Yep. So this will work in Gemini. It does work better in ChatGPT, in my opinion, than Gemini. All right. And so could I change there's me with a mic in my hand instead? So I'm like, all right, no leather gloves, but now I have a mic in my hand. And for my ideal client, which photo is better? And a lot of times I'm speaking at a school district today. We have a contract with a school district. Leather gloves or mic in my hand? Version 1 or version 2? Someone tell me in the chat. Mic in my hand, right? Version 2. The mic, version 2, right? So now I have another version. And then I can say simple things like change the brand colors to navy blue, gold, white, with a splash of pink. I'm just showing you how you can do different things. Sarah says, depends on what school you're speaking to. All right, Sarah. Okay, I don't know what school you go to, Sarah, but I got you. Okay. So there's the notes right there. That you guys, they just dropped the note. Somebody asked for the prompt again. So now we're sketching it out here. So blue, gold, white, splash of pink. Let's go. But I would encourage you, use his speaker flyer. You're going to put it in the group, but until you really hone in on your speaking and your marketing strategies, and your speaker coach Marcus says you're a go, like go for it and go out there to get clients. Like just hold this prompt tight. You guys got it? Hold this prompt tight until you get it. All right. So now it's making some changes for me. All right. I'm going to see if I can get into the group. Let me refresh real quick and see if, no, I can't get into the group. Is anybody here from customer service able? Oh, okay, I did get in. All right, so here's Angie's flyers. Let's see here. All right, Angie posted hers. I'll go ahead and start it off, and I'm gonna say, all right, post your flyers in the comments below, everybody. Let me just go ahead and give it a head start. Give me a second. Okay, post your flyers in the comments, everyone. All right, here's the prompt. Just to remind you, if you lose it, here's the prompt. Here we go. We are almost done wrapping it up. All we need to do now is make sure everybody posts their flyers, and I will post. That's not the final one. Let's see if I can. Oh, here's one here. See how I changed the colors? See how easy it was to change the brand colors? I just wanted to make sure that everybody saw that. You can make a quick change, so quick and easy to do something like that. All right. So I will post that, and you guys can post your flyers below it, and I'll look at all the flyers really quickly, and then I will wrap up my session. So you have the prompt now. And I just showed you how you can change the colors that quickly. So if you could change the colors, you can change any of the content on your flyer. But congratulations, you have a speaker flyer. Sarah says, I'm still editing. Okay, perfect. Dr. Angie, I see your flyer. How do you all like your speaker flyers? Are you in love with your speaker flyers? All right, let's see. I'm going to refresh to see who's going to post it under me. Make sure you guys are in the group. Oh, Mary. Come on now, Mary. The colors. I like it. Why book Mary? About Mary. Mary speaking topics. Yep. All right. So we have Mary and Dr. Angie so far. If you want to just post in the comments, you can comment here. You're just going to press the attach photo or video, and then you can attach the version of your flyer. You are welcome, Alicia Davis. All right, Charlotte, keep going. All right, everybody, keep going. Hey, you did so much work today. Let's do a quick recap on what you did while we're waiting for everybody to. Does anybody need a recap, though? If you need a recap, just type recap in the chat. LeBron, you just posted yours. Let me look. Does anybody need a recap? Carlo wants a recap because we did a lot. Do you feel like we did a lot in the past? How long have we been here? Like 35 minutes? Do you feel like we did a lot? So, all right. So here's what we did so far today. We started off talking about our speaker opportunity finder, and we put that in Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever. And now you have speaking gigs that it pulled to you, but then you told that tool, listen, you are going to be my virtual assistant. I pay you $20 a month. You are going to be bringing me speaker opportunities every single day. I want to see them every single day, 7 days a week, right? And so now you have that coming to you every day. So yes, that is called a scheduled task. And this is what a virtual assistant would do for you. But now you got your own virtual assistant sending that every single day. And then you guys did great with that. And you identified some opportunities already. And then we went and said, okay, we need networking events. So we went and we said, all right, find me, based on what you know about me, find me networking events within 30 miles. You guys change it up as well, where you live, and it brought you events. I think the record was 15. Someone said they got 15 events to go to. Did anybody have more than 15? So you have 15 events to go to. Now, one thing you can add about this is you could say, do this every morning for me at 7 a.m. and you'll have networking events coming to you every single day. You got speaking events coming to you every day, networking events coming to you every day. What I want to say now is no excuses. Like, nobody here should be like, well, I don't know about any events in my area I could go to, or I haven't seen any speaking opportunity. No excuses. Someone type no excuses in the chat. Here's the thing. When you're all in with AI, it brings you so many opportunities. We are crushing the excuses right now. No excuses. And then you're like, oh, well, when I'm ready for a speaker flyer, I don't even have a graphic designer on my team to create one. Well, now you do, because the last thing that we did, we used ChatGPT images to create a speaker flyer for you. Based on what it knows about you, it's going to create a speaker flyer. And y'all are now posting the speaker flyer in the Facebook group, and it looks phenomenal. So, ooh, look at this. Rita did too, because Rita, come on now, Rita, like you did too. Look at Eric's. Can you see on my screen? Eric, sharp. That's my word for Eric's is sharp. Strong leaders, clear communicators, bigger impact. Look at Typhini. Come on. Typhini, that looks the flow coach. That looks fantastic. Jamelia, I like how you put your photo as an illustration. See how she did that? All right, Ty, of course, with the crown. I love it. That is great, Lady Ty. You did good. Coach Aretha, you did good. P Coffee, good to see you here. And that looks phenomenal. Impacting the world. I like it. Yolanda, Dr. Betty, all right, Allison, all right, you all did amazing with your flyers. Jashandra, I love it. I love it. So if you look in the speaker flyer prompt, it's in the Facebook group and it's on this Notion document. And then for all of you VIPs, I do have a special gift for you. So make sure I will send it over to Marcus's team. When I'm done presenting so that you guys can have this later. So if you didn't upgrade to VIP, make sure that you do. And the last thing that I wanted to say to you before I go is congratulations on, really saying yes to workshop style. Y'all did a really good job just locking in and getting to work. And imagine what you did in these. How long was I here? Was it 40 minutes? Imagine what you did in these 40 minutes. If you keep going with artificial intelligence, imagine what's possible for you. Keep going, right? Keep going, keep going. You got this. I enjoyed being here with you all today. Marcus, special shout out to you. Thank you for all of the coaching and training that you've done with me. I've really just appreciate you so much. You've helped me with my live events. You've helped me with my Zoom events. You've really helped me so much on honing in as a speaker and trainer. And for you, I'm forever grateful. Oh, there you are. So I just wanted to say thank you. Whenever I ask Marcus for some help or I need some clarity on my offer, he is always there to help me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And you all are in the best hands with Marcus as your speaker coach. So he is the best in the industry. So Marcus, thank you so much.
Number one, I know you are the busiest person in the world. There's Oprah and then there's you, and they call you first. And if you don't answer, they call Oprah. So I don't take for granted because I know you customized this training for us. So you took away mental energy for this. I love you. I love Lorette. If you need anything at all, I'm there. Thank you. You're in the car right now going and training. So I love you to life. We have been talking about getting together for the longest. When you're back in Atlanta, let's do lunch, dinner, something.
Good.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Marcus. And thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
Everybody, congrats. Everybody say thank you, Queen of AI. Everybody drop it in the chat. Say thank you to the Queen of AI. Here's what I want to do before we wrap up today. Have y'all ever gone somewhere and got this much value? Some of you came for free for 3 days. Be honest. This is insane. Who could honestly say this is crazy? This is. Do y'all realize that every speaker didn't spend any time giving you a bunch of backstories? Myself and every other speaker specifically just gave it to you. It wasn't a bunch of, so when I was little, when my daddy met my mama, it was none of that. Because one of the things that I told each person is, hey, I want you to come in and I want you to give what you would give if someone paid you. And the dope part is to be able to leverage relationships. Each person that you heard from, man, I think it's a humbling experience because it's wow, every person you heard from, I got a chance to coach. I don't know if you guys know what that feels like when for years of my life, I didn't have belief in myself or confidence. I did not know that I would reach a place in my life that I would be a trusted source for people who are killing it in the game. Like Alicia Little's one of the best. Trains, speaks all over the place. Anytime I get a call from her before her summit or her last events, how many of you met me because you saw me on her stage? How many of you ain't here because you saw me on her stage? I see a few of you all. Like to have the privilege of every time, so like Marcus, every time I'm doing something, I'm bringing you in. Or hey, look over my slides, and it's not her information. I don't teach AI. I help people who have the information figure out how to present it. If you're teaching and presenting, like look at this, if it's workshop style, you'd burn out for 8 hours learning that way. So I show people how to plug storytelling, how to create interactive, how to match the learning styles. That's all I'm helping people do. Okay, if you're presenting this, hey, I was like, hey, you're presenting or selling this? Hey, I'm selling it. Okay, we got to change this. So we make all these different tweaks to help people in all different spaces, from Alicia to Coach K, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Some of you are here. I heard someone yesterday say they met me through Darius Daniels. I speak every year on this stage for his event. I met him when he first moved to Atlanta and hosted his first in-person event in Buckhead. And from then on, so it's just like to see. I want you all to hear this. As we close, here's what I want to share with you all. Wherever you find yourself, wherever you at and wherever you find yourself, one of the biggest gaps for people is this gap that behavior psychologists has coined, is the knowing versus doing gap. The knowing versus doing gap. I will explain it in a second, but the knowing versus doing gap. The knowing versus doing gap is where most of you have written down a list of wants, desires, needs, or even things you want to do, desire to do, income goals, etc. That's a knowing gap when you become aware of what you want. Does that make sense for everybody? I want a car. I want a house. I want to speak on stages. I want to grow my business. Normally, the doing gap is so wide because a person does not know how to do. That is not filled with information. That's filled with skill. The knowing gap, depending on, let me show y'all visually, because some of you are visual. Can you see my screen? So let's just say this is knowing. If someone is teaching you information about something, normally the emotion that you feel is as if you have it. And here's what happens and what keeps people from moving to this level, which is the doing gap. You normally think you need more time with the information, and all that does is makes you more frustrated. But here's what it also does. It gives you a false sense of success. When you're about to do something and every time you're about to do it, you think you need more information, you're delaying doing by learning. Does that make sense for everyone? Who's that person that you always think you need more research or more time, or you start saying, well, can you send me like an example of that? You think you need to watch somebody do the thing, but what you don't realize is the longer you watch them doing, you're delaying your doing. So here's what happens. All of the time that you are knowing, time is being spent and wasted, and the market is shrinking because people are taking up space with doing. This is how you can watch somebody that is not as good as you are get results that you want, and you say, how are they getting an opportunity? Because while you're learning, they're doing. Does that make sense for everyone? While you're learning, they're doing. While you're learning, they're doing. So here's what happens. Whatever you feel this with, information, data, research, AI, when you don't do, you can feel this with excuses. You can feel this with anything you want, but I want us to see something. Over the last 3 days, we tried to the best of our ability to fill your knowledge gap, your knowledge/knowing. How many of you, that's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, feel as if you've learned more in these 3 days than you've learned in a very long time? Like that feeling and emotion, who could feel your emotional energy shift when you start actually seeing the prompts on down the line? Like some of you start panicking, like, how do I get the scripts? How do I get the scripts? You know why you felt that way? Because you felt like the solution to the result of getting booked on stage is knowledge. It's a false signal. It's a false signal. The thing that is going to change the game for you is doing. If you don't challenge and change that, you'll always think you need more knowledge instead of realizing you need more doing. Behavior psychology has proven this, and the frustration of business owners is the gap is too wide between knowing and doing. Here's what I tell people to do. Write this down. Put a clock on your thoughts. Put a clock on your thoughts. What is that? How long does it take me to learn it? How long before I do it? If it's longer than 30 days, you're procrastinating. Put a clock on your thoughts. When you make statements like I'm doing my research, that is an excuse that procrastinators make because they think that you can research something and learn how to do something you haven't done. You must close the gap so you don't fill it with excuses, so you don't fill it with frustration, so you don't fill it with assuming you need more time or more information. You don't need either. Right now, you need to be able to not just educate yourself on, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. You need to do this, do this, do this. And guess what? The third part, not just the education, not just the execution, the examination. This is where coaching come in. Because you could actually close the knowledge gap by learning. You can close the doing gap by doing. But guess what happens when you do something and don't get the result you want? You don't know what you did wrong. So you typically need a person to help you make the adjustment. Or, watch this, family, when you learn and you do and you don't get the result, you normally assume that it didn't work, so you need more information. And you right back in the knowledge loop. Are y'all understanding what I'm explaining to you? Have you ever learned something and tried to do and you assume that it didn't work, but the person who taught it to you, it worked for them, which means it's possible that it was a user error. You need coaching for skill. You can use AI for information. So to learn how to actually do, to learn how to actually get the result, not just get on a podcast, get invited back and have people view it and become leads. Not just get on a stage, let the people in the audience decide to work with you, and the person who book you every year. It's a big difference. Imagine if you did 20 speaking engagements this year and all 20 of them said, we want you every year. That means you have guaranteed money on your calendar every year. I have over 60 of those that every year I'm their reoccurring speaker. So that means before the year starts next year, I have guaranteed money on my calendar. That is not knowledge. That is what? Doing. That cannot be done by yourself. You will need someone to help you with it. Does that make sense for everyone? Does that make sense for everyone? For some of us, there is a knowledge gap. For some of us, there is a doing gap. For some of us, there's a gap in both. I need everybody to make a commitment. It's been 1, 2, 3 days of filling a knowledge gap. For some of you, 1, 2, 3 months that I'm going to work with you to fill your skill gap and your doing gap. Congratulations. 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 Deshonda, congratulations. Yolanda, congratulations. I believe Rita, you're in. Congratulations, Rita. To Kavita, they told me that you're in. Congratulations, Kavita. Because one of the major things that we're going to do, like how you guys heard from Alicia, once a month, you guys will hear from someone in my network. Some of the rooms that I'm in, I just spoke with a gentleman recently at a thing I spoke at where he sold his company for $103 million and they pay him $2 million a year to consult his own company he sold. You need to hear from people that are at different levels. You need to hear from professional speakers. You need to not just hear from, like what Alicia did today was workshop style. I want to point out one last thing as we get ready to close out. Do you realize Alicia is growing her brand? Watch this, y'all. She's growing her brand as the AI queen by what skill? Speaking. She's being paid, and listen what she said. I'm in a contract to do a series of speaking engagements and workshops with them. Guaranteed money long term, not per speaking engagement. So Alicia is leveraging speaking to be able to grow her agency, her consulting. So she's now leveraging speaking for that. Watch this. She's speaking in person on stage. Listen to this, Wall. Y'all heard from Coach K. Coach K is growing her community to 7,000 people with virtual stages. Using what? Speaking. So one person can, from her home, can create a virtual stage to build a community of 7,000 paid people. The other one is traveling and speaking in person. These are two different forms. Watch this as well. One is doing workshop style, and I teach all different genres and styles of speaking. The other is doing presentation style, which is a whole nother skill. So some of you say, I want to do workshops. That's one skill. I want to do presentations. That's one skill. I want to do trainings. That's another skill. I want to do speaking engagements. That's another skill. This is what I'm telling you. If you get booked by using the flyer and using the prompts and they invite you in, you will make the mistake that I made when I did a presentation for Georgia Department of Transportation. Eric, I showed up thinking I was going to do a 45 to 60-minute presentation. And they told me, okay, so when we're going to take lunch at 12. I was hired to speak from 8 to 5. I showed up thinking speaking engagement, and they wanted an 8-hour training and workshop for their C-suite. Now watch this. You do know you can't just take what you're going to say in 60 minutes and spread that out over 8 hours. It's a totally different skill and format. You do know that I charged incorrectly for that because I thought it was a speaking engagement, right? This is what I'm trying to explain to every one of you here. I want to do two things as we get ready to wrap up. Is this making sense for everybody? We've closed some of your knowledge gap, but you have to close the doing gap. You have to. It's the only way you're going to get results from this. If not, you will be asking me, when am I doing this again? You'll be bugging our team over the weekend asking for, when will I get the replays? Because your assumption is you need more knowledge. I'm telling you that the money you want to make is in the doing. I'm about to bring my partner in success up as we close out, but I want to first and foremost celebrate everybody that's in here. Congratulations. Some of you showed up all 3 days. I was leery about doing this because I said it makes no sense for us to show up for free. And when people don't pay, they don't show up. They make it optional. There's a gentleman who posted on Threads, and it really blessed me. He said, Marcus is doing something no one does. He, his team, and his relationships didn't gatekeep. They allow people for free to access this level of information. And you get the option to upgrade to VIP for less than a steak dinner. That's what he said. I said, that's so true. And then the guy went on in his threads and people were asking about it. He said, this is not a promo. He said, it's people that didn't even upgrade to VIP. He says the first thing I did, because it's $49 to access the recordings and you can come in for free. I was like, that's a very, very good point. He said, and you get daily coaching. I was leery of doing it because normally whatever you pay is what you think is worth. So normally when someone get it for free, they think it's free. Normally when someone pays $49, they think it's only worth $49. So to get someone that like Alicia, who I know what she charges to speak, to get someone like Coach K, who just said she's getting $10,000 to speak plus travel. I know what I charge to speak and to train. To be able to do that and what it costs me in ads, what it costs me for my team, this actually cost me way more money than you could possibly imagine to be able to do this for free. My birthday was May 17th. I was supposed to be on vacation this week. It was on Sunday. Here is one of the reasons why I did it, and I did it. I remember working at Florida State University, hoping, dreaming, and wishing to be a speaker. I had a desire to do it, but I did not know how to do it. I was the setup boy. I was the one who set up tables and chairs and watched people speak. The saddest day of the month was the day I got paid because of how little I got paid working all of those hours. While working at Florida State, Dr. Renea, I hope I said it correctly. while working at Florida State University, I was getting paid at this point. When I left, I was at 40,000. At that point, I was making $30,000 for the year. I was making $30,000 for the year. I was making $30,000 for the year. $30,000 for the year. I will never forget the first time I sent a proposal to be able to speak. It was because a friend of mine worked for a corporation that was doing a retreat, and she said, "You'll be a good fit for this." The person that was going to do it backed out and can't do it because his wife actually got pregnant, went into labor, got pregnant, etc. She said, "Send it for this amount." She told me anywhere from 10 to 25,000 is where you should be. Do you know how nerve-wracking it is when you're working a job and you get $30,000 a year to send a proposal to somebody to pay you $10 to $25,000? I had nervousness in my stomach. I'm antsy, and I'm trying to, here's why. Because the whole time I'm thinking this is a whole lot of money, when truthfully to them it wasn't. I was imposing my money on them. I was imposing my view of what's a lot on them. This is what some of you are doing. When we start talking about getting paid, when we start talking about money, you impose whatever amount you have on other people, and you assume that what you think is expensive to other people. It is more expensive to not know what to do and to not do it than it is to pay money to learn how to do it. It is more expensive for your car to break down and to not know how to get it fixed. It is more expensive to not know. It is more expensive to not do. It is more expensive to try to do it yourself, because now you're wasting time, energy, effort, and the emotional investment it takes to be embarrassed by doing the wrong thing and not getting a result. To say I'm going to do a webinar and you don't know how to get people to show up, so now you're in a room with no one there. It is more embarrassing to try to pitch and not know how to pitch and no one buys. Emotionally, that's going to cost you. Does this make sense for everyone? So I sent the proposal, family. When I sent the proposal and they accepted it, they paid me in advance to come. They gave me a first-class plane ticket to fly to Orlando, Florida from Tallahassee. It was a very short flight to Orlando, Florida. They gave me a per diem, $250 a day that I could spend on whatever I want, food, drinks, etc. So now I've got the money that they paid me in advance. I got the per diem of food and drinks. I got a first-class flight. And guess what? They told me I could stay from Friday all the way to Sunday evening, and my hotel was paid for, a suite. That trip, Samuel, changed my life, because I had never been exposed to something and felt that way. That trip, that trip changed everything for me, because there are people lining up to take photos with me. But at the job where I'm setting up chairs, they're calling me, hey, they're snapping at me and say, "Hey, excuse me, you." The same job that I got written up for eating food they're going to throw away. The speech that I did there, I practiced in an empty auditorium I set up for the conference that was happening. And when I actually called out of work, I did not ask for vacation time because I couldn't afford for them to say, "No, your boy pretended he was sick." I called in sick that Friday. I can't afford to ask for time off and y'all say no. Because here's the reality. I was receiving more money for an hour than almost in proportion. Well, I ended up making more that weekend than I made for the whole year. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I made more from that weekend than I made for the whole year. That opportunity was pregnant. It wasn't just that one I got booked for other stages. Now, here's the real reality as I end this story, family. Some of you got to think and say to yourself, was I being underpaid at Florida State while working a job? They're paying me $30,000 while this other place I made over $30,000 for the weekend. No, all I was worth to Florida State was $30,000. My skill of speaking was worth that in an hour. Florida State wasn't underpaying me. That's all I was worth. I was underpaying me by not being bold enough to step out on it. Now watch this. I still stayed at Florida State another 2 years before I quit. Why? Because what I told myself is, how do I know I'll get more opportunities to do this at this amount? My fear was, what if this is a one-time opportunity? And I didn't want to risk quitting my job and losing my income, losing healthcare, losing this. I projected my fear on my life and my year, and I wasted 2 years of my life thinking I just got to get better at speaking. I just got to do this. Okay, I got to research more. I got to go to more conferences. and I filled my fear with knowledge. I told myself I needed more knowledge to talk myself out of being honest and saying, Marcus, you're afraid. I wasted 2 years of my life. Now watch this. I didn't just waste 2 years. I lost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can't get that back. My hope and my prayer for many of you all is that you would not be me. Many of you are in this room, and fast forward to now, look at all the people who would have missed out if I was still setting up chairs. Look at the millions of dollars I would have lost. I wouldn't be coaching Dr. Angie, who won the leadership award for the year, who has a $75,000 consulting package. What if I was still wondering will people pay to work with me? I couldn't have helped Coach K. I couldn't have helped Alicia. Look at all the people that I've helped. I see Adina Collins is in here. Adina has a $10,000 offer. I see Yolanda, and the list goes on. I see Coach Krisha, who went from client to COO. Look at what her life would have been like if I did not step into and become this version of me. Most of you think that what I'm inviting you to step into is knowledge. No, the information period is over. It's time for doing. I'm also inviting you into a new identity. I want you to become a different type of person. I want you to become an entrepreneur speaker. You are not just a person that speaks. You are an entrepreneur that runs a business that uses speaking to grow your brand, to grow your business, and to grow your bank account. You are not just a person that speaks. Do you hear what I'm telling you? You are not just a person that speaks. You are not just looking to get on podcasts. You're not just looking to tell your story. There is a difference between telling stories and storytelling. Storytelling is a skill. Telling a story is the act of rambling with disjointed things. You are not just telling stories. There's a difference between talking and speaking. Speaking is the skill and the system. Talking is what you do all your life. You don't get paid to talk, you get paid to speak. If you can't tell me the impact of what happens when your words leaves your mouth and reaches a person's ears, you're not speaking. You should be able to predict the outcome and result. Here's my question. I have an invitation as we close out. I want to bring up my partner in success for us to wave goodbye. Who's ready to join us on the journey to becoming an entrepreneur speaker? This is my invite. You're ready for the identity of it. You know that this is the thing you need for growth. This is not a program. This is not class. This is not a course. What you are getting from us is business assets and business systems. Imagine if the owner of McDonald's broke down how he built McDonald's. I am breaking down to you how I built my business. I am giving you my systems and I'm teaching you the skill that I use to run it. You guys have watched me for 3 days teach you, train you, present to you. How do I coach? How do I consult? How do I train? Do you hear what I'm telling you? So I'm going to ask this quickly. Team, let's do this fast because we're over time. We got to go to VIP. Is there anyone that is not already a part of Entrepreneur Speaker that wants to become a part of it? Drop me very fast just so I can see who I have. So it's 3:20. Team, drop the link so we can make this available. Krisha, come up really quick. Krisha and I are going to answer some questions that you all have sent in. And I also want to celebrate someone. Krisha, here's what we'll do. We'll celebrate the person first, and then you and I'll answer those questions, and we'll congratulate those who said me that want to be a part.
Okay.
Can y'all bring up, I hope I said the name correctly, Kavita? Is that her name?
I think
putting
she
you on the
may.
spot.
Oh, there she is. There we go.
Kavita, this is a speaking engagement. We're putting you on the spot.
Yes, you said it right.
Okay. Kavita, earlier today, when we started, you said you had some questions about the Entrepreneur Speaker Mastermind, right?
Yes. Yes.
What made you between now and then, no link drop, nothing, like it wasn't no pitch, just like, while we're in the middle of teaching, you signed up. Why?
It was more in the beginning of the call. It was because, uh, well, the in 2023, what happened? I was at an event, and somebody was speaking, and in the middle of them speaking, they were telling the story of how they became a speaker, and suddenly I got that guidance that that was the fear that I had to face in that moment.
Mm.
And I've been through a journey of facing my fears. Like I overcame fear of swimming, and now I'm swimming. And so this was like my number one fear, but I wasn't ready for it. Right. So I was like, oh my God, what? Because the hearing it brought me back to a memory in my teenage years where over my life I've been shut down because I'm a truth teller. So that challenge comes over and over and over again, right? All sorts of things. Um, and I was like, okay. So I started chipping away at it, right? Like taking it in sections, looking at it. And I've chosen a few people over the course from that point to now to see how to overcome that and how to be authentic in that process. I never wanted to do something just because somebody said this is what you do. I wanted to come from the core of who I am and to represent that because presence is part of my superpower.
Yeah.
And it's something that I teach. So I want to represent that. And if I'm trying to remember words, that doesn't work for me. So
Mm.
I wanted the authenticity. And so I came across some methods and stuff, but you know, you want to come back to the principles of things. And so you were sharing, I didn't know you existed until, I don't know, somewhere in the over the weekend, maybe I saw your ad. I don't know which day it was,
You know
right?
why? You know why that's so good? What,
Yes,
like, because it's it's a case study of what I've been sharing, right?
yes,
I
absolutely.
didn't know who you were until Sunday. Your
Right,
marketing system targeted someone, watch this, who already had the desire to speak. That's
absolutely.
because what I teach with marketing, you don't create desire, you place yourself in front of people who have the desire and let them know you have it. From that, you were invited, you joined, you watched, you learned, and you now made a decision to allow me to coach you on that area.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
And you were going through the part with the systems and the skill, and I knew it was a skill, but I heard the parts of the system and I needed to stay in the room long enough to connect to your core because while people sell a lot of things, the person who does it matters to me the most because you need to walk your talk. If
Yeah.
not, because that's the true transmission of this. You're showing me a method, but the true transmission is you being an embodied version of what you're teaching. And
Yeah.
so that landed for me today. So I was navigating it as well because during this week my kids stayed home twice. They're sick. And so I didn't always catch your full thing during the first 2 days as well. So I came on when I could. I had to leave a little bit and come back as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, that was what worked for me. Did I answer your question?
No, you did. And here's what I want. The story you told, I want to help you shape and turn into a part of your signature presentation.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because you got some substance in the framework of that. So I'm gonna show you how to turn that story. One of the things we teach is how to take one story and turn it into 5 aspects of a presentation. So right now you have the base of it, which is the low point, but you have a low to high. I felt so here you got I felt this, I thought this, I this. Guess what you're missing? You and them, where you show people the system related to how you came out of it. So I got you. Make
All
sure
right,
you
thank
write
you.
down the story you told today, and I'll show you how to turn it into a sales story, turn it into a brand story, etc. So you guys, congratulations, you're in good hands. I'm honored to be able to serve you. I was just curious I was like, hold on. It was like I'm like, she just said earlier she was okay. So welcome to the family. Hey, all my
Thank
coaching
you.
cousins, can we welcome our cousin? Because we're big on the community that we're building and the family that we're building. Can we welcome our cousin? Thank you so much, Kavita. Thank you so much. Carla, welcome to the family. They just told me that you jumped in. Couple questions as we get ready to close out. Coach Christian, say hey to everybody. Stop acting like you shy. Yo, this is my partner in success. I love it because Christian started out like how many of you are now or have decided to, for me to coach you. I was her coach starting in 2016.
Yes.
In 2016, she runs the operations of our entire coaching business. So She decides salaries, all of that, like on down the line. But she was telling me there were tons of questions coming in that people had. All we want to take a second to do is answer some of those questions as we get ready to close out. But before we do that, is there anything that you want to say, share, etc.?
No, I think this was powerful, and I think they see a true demonstration, like Kavita just mentioned, of the skill at work. So we didn't just give information. You've seen Marcus teach on day one where the internet went out, where the computer started acting up, and he had to switch to a cell phone and speak without notes because that information is in him and it is who he is. You've seen day two, him teach for, I don't know, 6 hours straight. You've seen day three. So he's a demonstration of proof. Exactly what we have said that we would do. We would do everything that you have experienced over the past 3 days. It's going to be amplified over the 3 months. So if you've made that decision to continue working with us, you start today. You get access today. We support you today. We're already auditing people's websites, social media. We start today. So I'm excited for those who are making the decision to become a part of the family and to move from information into doing.
Absolutely. Eric, we can't wait to welcome you, man. I know that there are a couple options. So do this, team. Can y'all drop the number that he could reach out to if he have questions about financing, payment plans? We made this like so easy to, you can kind of speak to that, some additional ways that people can access, because we got that question as well. Hey, what are the different ways? Some people have decided to just place it on a business credit card. Some decided to place it on a personal credit card. Some have decided to do payment plans, where we typically don't offer payment plans. Y'all got Tucker to thank for this one. Like, I'm gonna tell you why I don't do payment plans, because I don't trust people that much. I don't trust that I can give you access to my stuff and you're gonna pay it. I'm not joking, because it's just like how I loan money to my cousin. My money smelled perfectly fine until I gave it to him. Then it's my funky $2. All right. All right. So I typically don't do payment plans. We typically do third-party financing. But one of the things Tucker said to us is, Marcus, there are people at all levels of business. Whereas we do work with, like Coach K said it, she walked into a room and everybody there already made millions of dollars. They're not thinking about money. But there are people who that is a real thing. We don't want anyone to be locked out of an opportunity that they need. So we created payment plans where you can break it up. We also have financing, which is different from a payment plan. A financing is where we have third-party financing where you can get access to the whole amount and you can stretch it out and make payments through them. However that is, some people have told me that the payments is as low as $100 and something a month, $60 a month. It varies based on that. Okay. So those are a few of those options that are made available. If you have questions on that, you can text what you're seeing. Ruby said, I need that. How many of you said, I need that? I want this, but I need that. That's what I need. I see people, I need that. So do this, text that number and they'll be able to walk you through. Thank you. I need that. I need that. Do this, text the number right now. Let me know when done before we move forward so I can make sure you all have it. I see Charlotte said, I need that. Dope. I see Dr. Martin said, I need that. I need that. Perfect. I need that. Dr. Betty said, I need that. Okay. Team, can we make sure, once you guys have texted the number, say done, so I can make sure you have what you need. You all have what you need before we move forward. And can we also, team, I'm seeing, and I've got a few messages from people that are on YouTube saying they want access as well. So can we make sure that our YouTube family, because we're streaming there, get access so they know how to join, etc. Right? I see Dr. Birthright said done. Tracy Brown said done. There was a few other people that are still doing that. Done. Perfect. There's a lot of doctors in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm proud of all you doctors. Now, there's some controversy going around out here about these.
Yeah, all week. Like
done. Okay, perfect. Christian, here's what I want to do. We've taken up a lot of time, and I want you all to have time with what Tucker's going to share. Tuck, you can kind of come on, and I was going to answer a lot of the questions people have, but I think that we can find a different way to do that. Here's why. I don't want to belabor the point, and I want to make good on something that my dad told me some time ago. let me read the message where he was talking about how proud of me he is because he tried to talk me out of leaving Florida State. He said, son, don't you leave that good job. And on my birthday, he was texting me and telling me that he's so glad. He said, I'm so glad you didn't listen to me. I was about to project my fear on you and make you miss out on becoming a millionaire holding on to $40,000 a year.
Mm.
But one of the things he said was the power of how many people I've changed their life. He said one of his friends signed up for something that I did, and he saw how it changed his life. Here's what he said. Son, do me a favor. Make sure that you continue to show up in your purpose, walking in your God-given identity. Don't give up on anybody who needs your help, but don't beg anybody to let you help them.
Ooh.
So
Okay. Up.
I think after 3 days and for what it is that we're doing, I don't want to give up on anybody who needs me because I responded and promised my father that, but I ain't in the business of begging nobody to let me help them. So anyone who needs me, I'm here for you. Anyone who needs my help, I'm extending my hand to you. But anybody who needs to be convinced that I can help you, you wouldn't still be in the room this many hours later. So it's one of two things. It's either payment or process. If it's payment, my team can help you with that. If it's process, we can answer some questions surrounding that. If it's, I don't know if, I ain't got nothing for you. I don't know if, got nothing for you. Got nothing for you. Because at this point, I'm a demonstration of proof that God can take somebody with one gift and multiply that into something that could change your life and the life of other people. All right. Tuck, Christian, we got it. I know we're supposed to answer questions, but I think we good.
Okay. Yeah, let's
I would
let's
feel
do
like
that
I was
because
begging people to wash their car after a second.
we yes, we've appreciated you, Marcus, staying on so long over the past few days. This is not something he does frequently, so thank you so much, Marcus, for coming up and doing this. This is the first Scale with Speaking Summit. You guys think Marcus should do this, run this back again? I don't know. I don't know if we can get Marcus back in. He gonna be Michael. I spent 20 hours on this Zoom this week. You got me working a 9 to 5. He probably won't do it again. So, but everybody just put thank you, Marcus, in the chat. I owe you guys a few things. Number one, I owe you an iPad. Number two, I owe you a VIP exclusive session. So I'll go over that in just a moment. But I just wanted to show you all one more time how you all can go about taking action and joining the mastermind. So the team's dropping the link in the chat. If you're on YouTube, it's pinned to the very top for you. But whenever you go to scalewithspeakingsummit.com/mastermind, this is the site you're going to see, okay? You can scroll down. I'm not going to show you all the inclusions because you could do that on your phone, on your computer. You can go read through everything that's here, but you're going to choose between two options we have available. We have a pay in full for $19.97, or you can pay via payment plan over 2 months, 2 payments of $1,200. All right. So let me say, if you want to use the buy now, pay later options, the financing companies that Marcus was mentioning, you can click the $19.97 and we have Split It, Sezzle. We have, if you click this little drop down, we have Afterpay, Klarna. You can send us your Bitcoin if you want to pay with crypto. It's wild what you can do nowadays, right, y'all? But there's so many different things you can do on here. Split It, is an option where you can go and use your credit limits as like, I was going to say collateral, but that's not the right way to do it. Split It, what they actually do is they look at your credit limits and they'll do a payment plan based upon how high your credit limits are. So no credit, nothing hurts on your credits there. So if you guys have maybe some credit cards, but you don't want to actually use your actual credit card, you could look at Split It. They break it over monthly credit card payments, but kind of like matching your credit card per se. You can go through the application process. They can explain it way better than I could ever do so, but it's pretty cool. But then Afterpay, Klarna are one of the most populars as well. So it's free to see if you get approved. It's free to go apply for these these finance companies. And so go try it out. I mean, Klarna, I believe, in some scenarios stretches things out over 6 to 12 months. Not saying you have to keep those payments that long, but it could be something that helps you at least get your foot in the door and then you can pay it off in 2 to 3 months, right? So that's how you take action. You all, if you need help, just text our team. We have our team will reach out with you and for you by the end of the day, normally within 15 to 20 minutes. You know, we had, I think, 50 to 60 people message us just a few minutes ago. So they'll be working through requests. So just give them a little time, please. Just be a little patient with them. But they will be in the inbox to help you guys. So with that being said, though, I do owe you all a few things. But before we do that, just a reminder that the 1997 price point investment opportunity for this goes away Sunday night at midnight. So you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get into this thing. But Sunday night at midnight, it will be going up to 3,000 on the dot. All right. I stay up, literally, coach. I stay up till midnight. I do it manually. I do it manually because I want to make sure it's done right. And I know Marcus will have my head if it doesn't get switched
I
over.
appreciate you.
So at midnight, we will switch it over. Price will go to $3,000 for the program. So this is a summit only opportunity. Okay. So I just wanted to remind you of that. I have some good news. We will be reminding you leading up to that deadline. Okay. Because I know things are crazy. It's Memorial Day weekend. So you may be out with the family, you may be traveling. So we will send you email reminders leading up to that deadline just so you don't forget. Because I know some of you all, you're at work right now. You're not able to go over to a site to jump in, but you need a reminder later on to do it over the weekend. So we got you guys. All right. But with that being said, let's go ahead and choose. The team already selected one person with their camera on. All right. The team already chose somebody. So I already have their name. Are you guys ready to hear who the iPad winner is? Somebody who stayed to the very end, tapped in. All right, you guys ready? Put ready in the chat if you're ready to hear who won this iPad, brand new Apple iPad, for staying through the event, hanging out. And they selected this person because they said this person's been in the room. They thought this person's been here every day. All right. They were like, hey, camera on, been here every day. We want to make sure they get shouted out and they get the iPads. Everybody just put drum roll in the chat real quick. Here we go. Here we go. The winner of the brand new Apple iPad is, hope you're all ready, Eric Stan. I don't even know how to say the last name. Eric Stan. Is Eric Stan in the room? I don't even know how to say the last name. So I'm going to pull him up. Pull him up. He's here. Everybody put congratulations, Eric. Eric, you got to unmute and tell me how to say your last name if you can. Can you pronounce your last name real quick so I can say it right next time? Oh, your mic's not working. I'm gonna start calling. You must be twins with Marcus Y. Rozier. Got all these tech issues.
Stanislas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right,
Yes.
awesome. Good. Well,
Wow.
are you excited for your iPad? You excited? You excited?
So excited.
I love it. So, team, let's make sure we screenshot Eric's name. We reach out to him to get his shipping address. So, Eric, we got you, brother. We got you. Thank you for
Thank
being
you
here.
so much. My God.
I love it. So, and congratulations, everybody who jumped into the mastermind today. I see.
Can you let
Jake-
Eric know to just tag me? I saw you took the photo. Just tag me so we can celebrate you even on my Instagram that you won the iPad. Who has something like this with all this information and do all these giveaways, from gift cards to iPads? One of the things that's my big desire is to give away a car. I've given away like 5 cars. I gave away a Tesla Model S. I've given away a Nissan before. I gave away a Toyota Tercel, a Honda. And now I'm talking to my wife to make her give away our Range Rover because we don't drive it. So yeah.
All right, let's do it. You get a car. You got a car. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Somebody says you are Oprah in the chat. That's where I got that. But I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody who jumped in today as well. Shout out to those of you all who jumped into the mastermind: Rita, Regina, Valerie, Jay, Cameron, Carla, everybody. So just thank you all so much for being here in the room. Just a reminder, if you do want to jump into the VIP, it's gonna be a pretty brief call just because we are running over a little on time, but we do want to honor you all and honor our commitment to the VIP. So VIP, we are going to do like a 20-minute segment where I'm going to show you how to funnel hack and things you can do to automate some processes. I'm not going to be able to go into too deep just because, like I said, we're short on time, but I'm going to give you like some ideas of how you can go about going into funnels like Tony Robbins funnels, Russell Brunson funnels, Marcus Y. Rozier funnels, and go funnel hack them so you can go do market research and see what's working and what other people are doing in your space. All right. So that's going to be super, super fun. We're going to send you the link in 2 to 3 minutes. It's the same link VIP that you got that you were using all the other days. But if you are new VIP and you just jumped in, we will be sending that to you via text and via email within the next 90 seconds or so. So we haven't sent it yet, but you'll get it in just a moment. All right. So we're going to close this out. We appreciate you all for being here. Thank you for investing your time, your energy into sitting in a Zoom and just consuming this information. Just do one thing for me, you all. Just do one thing. Just don't sleep on this information. Don't store this information and hide it under a bushel. No, don't do that. I want you to take this information and sprint with it. All right. Eric, you want an iPad, you better go sprint with this information, right? You better go run the play. But no, I want you all to go run with this because you all listen. Information is useless without execution. Like literally, like anything we've done this week is just useless if you don't find a way to implement it. So what I want you all to do, this is my last call to action for you all. I want you to set a date with yourself. You're like, Michael, I set a date with myself. What do you mean? I want you to set a date with yourself in the next 3 to 4 days where you can sit down alone in a quiet room. I want you to turn this thing off. Turn this thing off. Turn the phone off, turn the iPad off. What I want you to do is sit down with your notes and for 30 to 60 minutes and say, what applied to me? Where am I at right now? And what can I implement that Marcus, Coach K, Runway, all these individuals, that what they taught me, what can I implement? 30 to 60 intentional minutes. May even go a little longer if you get in the flow state. But make a date with yourself. But here's the thing. I want you to put it in your calendar. Because if you don't put it in your calendar, guess what? You'll never do it. Eric will tell me, you know what? I'll do it Monday morning, 8 a.m. But he don't put it in his calendar. Guess what? Monday, 8 a.m. rolls around. He'll be at Starbucks getting a coffee and eating some donuts. Then he'll be at work and he'll forget all about it, right? So I want you to put it in your calendar. All right. So who's gonna go make a date with themselves? Anybody in here? Anybody in here? Let me know in the chat. Put a yes in the chat if you're gonna go make a date with yourself and you're gonna find a way to implement this and you're gonna execute this information, y'all. Somehow my phone got off do not disturb. I just fixed it. There we go. All right. So VIP, we'll see you in the next room. Thank you so much. If you purchase the mastermind, go ahead, check your confirmation email. All the information is in there for you. Jump into the school. The team will admit you into the school immediately. And Coach, anything else you want to say?
Yes, if we could have everyone post a takeaway from today, right? So go ahead and put your biggest takeaway from all 3 days. Please tag on Instagram at Marcus Waroja. We want to be able to share that information back. So if I can get everyone now to grab it before you forget, before you move on to the next thing, and before we go to VIP, let's grab our money moment. That's what we call them. Something you know that you're going to use that's going to make you money. It's called a money moment. So if you could put a money moment in your stories, on your social media, and tag at Marcus Y. Roja. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Tucker.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great, great day. VIP, you're going to get a text any moment now and an email any moment now. We'll see you in the next room. Have a great